Hello and welcome to Manifest Actual Play. I'm Tommy Cotton. With me, as always, Dan Barron, Addy Gia, Seth Lilly, Roman Mylan. And when I count down before we go live, it's magical and fantastic.
Every time.
We're here to play some Manifest for all of y'all. But before we jump into the actual play, these beautiful people have things to talk to you about. So all of you, say things. Talk.
Hello, I have a thing to say. I will say it now. I am here to tell you about this month's charity. We try to pick a charity every single month to kind of boost up and have people donate their resources to. So this month, December, is National Human Rights Month. I don't know why I said the month like you forgot. You might have. I don't know. This is National Human Rights Month. So we are trying to boost Amnesty International. They are a global movement of over 10 million people campaigning for a world where human rights are enjoyed by all. Since 1961, Amnesty International has campaigned and lobbied all over the world to abolish the death penalty, protect sexual and reproductive rights, and combat discrimination, protect migrants' rights. I like to always look up controversies for all and any of the companies that we boost for donations and things like that. And I am happy to say that Amnesty International has controversy only with the United States and China and Russia, so they get an A-OK for my book. They're probably pretty great. You can give them your time and money. If you have a platform, boost them on there. Just kind of donate if you've got the capacity. They're a great company, or they're a great charity. Sorry, I forgot the word for charity for a second. They're great and wonderful, and you should do anything in your capacity to assist them in their righteous endeavors. I'm gonna pass it on to the next person to say something, because that was a little rough. A little rough, you guys.
I'll go ahead and take over for you.
Go ahead. Always write yours. Yours are always great. Fuck that.
Go ahead and lean on me, and I'll carry us out of here. Hey, everybody. I'm Roman. I am the ghost of Christmas yet to come, wordlessly pointing at the grave of Henry Fawcett. But before I am that, I am here to tell you guys about the stream, which presumably you're watching right now. You're here. It's Tuesday night. It's around 8 o'clock. That means we're here, and you're here too. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you forget, if you're not good at dates and times, if you legitimately were reminded by Seth that it is December, then Twitch has the tools for you. There are some buttons underneath me, a heart and a bell. Sorry, Seth, you caught us straight. There's a heart and a bell where you can follow the channel and you can get notifications when we go live. Twitch will tell you when we're here. You don't gotta remember. Twitch will be here for you. Twitch will always be here for you. Always. And there's a big purple button next to that one where you can subscribe to the stream. You can gift subs. We really appreciate it. The support of it. It's so nice. It all goes a ton of it goes back into like supporting the stream, to bringing in guest stars and getting new equipment and getting like Seth to write a song for us. All sorts of cool stuff. All sorts of cool stuff that we love. We appreciate you guys' support. Speaking of when sometimes we get Seth to do things, we got Seth to do things because there's a bits goal, and y'all met it like absolute wild people. We have a bits goal now running to do Light in the Darkness radio plays. Argit Lam, you absolute wonderful wonderful person. Clicked that purple button, and look, now some people who weren't subscribed are subscribed, and they get the notifications from Twitch. It all comes full circle. But we've got this bits goal to do Light in the Darkness radio plays on the break during the stream. Once that gets met, we'll start writing those, producing them, and editing them, and all sorts of stuff. Merry Bitmas to all, and to all a good night. Chris, nuts, wild, 10,000 bits. Y'all are absolutely wilding out here. We really appreciate y'all. If y'all don't have 10,000 bits to drop, that's totally fine. If you got an Amazon Prime membership, you get a free subscription. And if you don't give that to us, if you don't click that purple button and say, yes, Prime Twitch subscription, I want to do it to Waypoint, Jeff Bezos personally licks that $5 and puts it in his pocket. And it's the only work he does all month because he's a CEO, retired CEO at this point. Doesn't matter. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Don't let him lick our $5. Don't let him lick your $5. Let us lick your $5. We really appreciate you guys and all the support. We love y'all so much. Follow us on our social channels. If you're a Kickstarter backer, check out this Kickstarter updates. We got some cool stuff coming around. Addie's got some other cool stuff to tell y'all about here in a second. A lot of cool stuff all around. Happy holidays, everybody. So excited to have y'all here. And without further ado, I will let y'all stop listening to me and start listening to the incomparable Addie Gia.
Oh no, that's so much pressure. Also, I couldn't figure out how to turn off mute, so incomparable is right, but maybe not in the way that you first assumed. I'm here to tell you about a couple of things. The first thing is for those of you who are our Kickstarter backers or ordered through a backer kit as a pre-order or anything like that, we just dropped our November, December, end of month Kickstarter update. So if you haven't checked that out and you're in our Discord, we link to it from the Discord. Otherwise, you can head over to kickstarter.com/manifesttherepg and look at our most recent update. Additionally, another great way to get updates is to support us on our Patreon. Become a patron. I figured it out. It only took me 2 weeks. If you support us on Patreon, all of that goes into like improving the stream, just like your subs and bits here. But also, we produce extra exclusive content for our patrons. We have our Drifters Monthly Roundup. Is that what we call it? Yes. That is actually coming out, I believe, tomorrow. And it has historically had some really cool lore tied to it. And in it, embedded in there. This month, I believe Roman prepped me and told me that it was about holidays on Manifest.
Yes, certainly. Yes. 20 minutes ago, I did tell you that.
Yes. Okay, cool. I totally remembered. And then also we release a brand new adventure every month, usually written by Roman and Dan, who do an amazing job. And they're really fun to play. So if you head over to our Patreon, it's patreon.com/Waypoint Game Designs. Hell yeah. What am I doing this, guys? And so you can, and also it is yet another direct line to us in addition to here and the Discord and our email and our website. You can also get a direct line here on Patreon. And in addition, you also get a special Discord role, which allows you a cool patrons only channel in our Kickstarter exclusive Discord, which is becoming less and less Kickstarter exclusive and more supporter inclusive. But Kickstarter exclusive sounds more prestigious, so we're gonna stay with that. Anyway, that's all I got. Oh no. Except for one thing, I apologize, everyone. This is my fault. You asked for it and I produced it. A squonk.
Did you email it to me?
No, and I forgot to email it to Tommy.
Okay. I was like, I never got it.
No, it is my fault. It's my fault. So I'm going to. I don't remember if I showed it.
This is the preview.
Guys.
You can, if you email it to me by the time we do break, I can get it.
I'm doing it live.
I can get it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we've been affiliate long enough that it just lets me drop emotes in now. They trust us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you, this is what's coming. I think I might have sent it, but here we go. If you guys can see it, it's hard to focus. It's kind of amazing. So that is coming. We're gonna have that new emote the second half of the stream, so stick around. And that is all from me. I almost did it right. So next week, maybe I'll 100%. I'll do a speed run and everything. Back to whoever is next. Is it just Tommy lying to
I
us
think
about the economy?
I think it's me, but you should send me the squonk so I can get
I'm
it.
doing it right now.
Okay. Hi
It's
everyone.
hard.
Hi everyone. It's me, Tommy. You may notice that up here, in the top left of everyone's little window, there's a number. That is how much grit they have. Grit is an expendable resource in Manifest that allows us to manipulate our roles and make things we want to happen the way we want them to. Now, you can spend grit of your own. It's viewer grit. It's what we call our channel points here on Waypoint Live. And you can spend it to give grit to both the players and the GM. I see some grit coming in here. We're seeing it happen live right now. We got Chris giving grit to the GM, saying, "I love the way you lie."
Don't support this Twitch, Reagan. How dare you?
He just threw a grenade at us.
Fiddler Undone also gives +1 grit to Porter. Now, if you look in your chat there, you'll see that it cost Chris only 1,000 of his viewer grit to give me grit.
It's worse.
Whereas it cost Fiddler Undone 1,500 just to give a grit to Porter. But here's the thing:
It's better.
when I spend grit, they get grit, so it's like you're getting for them at a discount.
I mean, tell the people what happens though. You're like, when I spend grit, you get a leather jacket. But tell me about the factory and the slaughterhouse and the calf.
You know what? I don't have time to go into the fine print or the fine details. The important thing is my grit is cheaper, and you all should be buying grit for me.
Didn't we just say fuck Jeff Bezos? I feel like we're striking
You
a
give
very
Jeff-
specific tone in this Twitch stream, and you are ruining it.
I'm just trying to save our viewers grit. I'm trying to give them the biggest bang for their buck. The biggest bang, perhaps a bang that could take a player's arm.
It's cheaper because you're not allowed to go to the bathroom, and there's a small box you can walk in to cool down.
Okay.
Tommy Bezos.
No. Okay. So with that out of the way, I believe, Addie, is there something behind you? I thought I saw something behind you.
What?
Did I see something behind you? I can't hear you. You're muted.
I said she's so settled. Hold
Well,
on.
yeah, that's right. Move that camera in. Get some light on that.
God, it's so hard.
You
Okay.
literally did it before
Do
stream.
you want the
I thought
squonk or not?
I
Do you want
thought
the
you
squonk or
legitimately
not?
practiced this before stream because you did it before stream.
She wasn't prepared. Oh, hello.
There she is. Oh,
Hello.
there within the shadows behind behind Addie. Oh, hi. Hi, we have a new member of the Waypoint House. It is Duchess Regina Barkingham. She's napping behind Addie, and now we have disturbed her. Okay, now with that out of the way. Okay, perfect. This is perfect. Everything is going as exactly as I have foreseen.
Hello, Reggie. Oh.
So we are going to get into the actual play here. One last thing before we do that, though. We all need to teleport our minds to the world of Manifest and look at very cool character art by Kate May. And then I'll give you the recap on how bad a position all of these drifters are in. Bidaloo, bidaloo, bidaloo. All right, and we're back. We're back. So, let me tell you what happened previously on Manifest Actual Play. Our four drifters have been reunited within the walls of Brimstone Garrison, a Black Ops militia garrison that is up to some seedy shit, including kidnapping and experimenting on illuminated people. They were doing this using the expertise of one Ulysses Pruitt, who turned out to in fact be Owen Lemaire, an Everlight, who was there for his own purposes. He finished his research using Eloise and Gus as test subjects and created a serum which he injected himself with, and then also he gave all of his data and the serum to Leo Riggs, aka the Raven, the leader of the Free People organization, somewhat questionable cell of freedom fighters that are trying to overthrow the Fort Dearborn government, and we're quickly learning is potentially so that Leo Riggs can create a sort of illuminated supremacy. They reunited. Eloise and Gus made their escape. Dex and Porter assisted with the help of a ragtag group of drifters that they hired. Parappa, Arthur Ross, Lucille Roberts, Jess Weaver, and Oscar McCoy. After they had made it to where Eloise and Gus were, they also are being accompanied, I should say, by good old Alf Ralston, Private First Class, who has had a change of heart and is now a good guy. He's one of the good guys now, and he's following Gus around, and he told them where their gear was, including the guns of Alistair Caldwell that Gus promised to return to the Legionnaire Hall, his guild hall in the garden. So they started heading that way. All of their gear that was confiscated by the mercenary company Blackstar is in a little barracks and a little armory in the southwest corner of the garrison. Meanwhile, while this team, the four of them, plus Lucille Roberts, plus Alf Ralston, all made their way towards the Blackstar barracks and armory to recover their stolen gear. Arthur Ross, Jess Weaver, Oscar McCoy, and Parappa led basically the entire garrison on a merry chase north towards the garage, so that they could acquire an escape vehicle for everyone. They are linked through telepathic link with their it feels reductive to call them hirelings because of how fucking capable they are, but with their hired guns, and they see much destruction, just like moving its way around Brimstone, and they left an opening for Dex, Eloise, Porter, Gus, Lucille, and Alf to engage with Blackstar Mercenary Company, what remains of Blackstar Mercenary Company, in their little secret barracks inside the garrison. They started taking down Blackstar mercenaries left and right, and then they were assaulted by the leader of Blackstar, Henry Fawcett, who carries on his person an extremely powerful laser rifle that was designed by proto-martyrs, and he's been using it on them, taking pot shots from the building, and then he snuck his way around outside, and as everyone made their way into the kind of garage that is the armory, Eloise, Dex, and Porter, and Lucille, and Alf all making their way into the little garage, Lucille was shot from behind from a hidden Henry Fawcett, and she dropped down, a laser shot piercing through her chest. Immediately following that, Henry Fawcett tossed a grenade into the space of the garage. The only person who is not there, in that little armory / garage, is Gus, who is outside the building and a little bit to the west. but Lucille just went down. This grenade just landed, and right before it detonates, probably Dex and Eloise. I think Porter was watching the door because he saw some soldiers on the interior door of the armory moving into position. Eloise and Dex can see right before the grenade detonates that it has a stamp on it that says Soma Pharmaceuticals. And instead of exploding in a conflagration, this grenade splits and bursts with gas that fills the armory. And I need everyone in the armory to roll a negate test. Now
I'm gonna get my dice. I'm just gonna.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and put us into the initiative screen here. This tonic is this toxin, I should say, is an excellent quality tier 4 toxin. So y'all are rolling negate at a -10.
Bro, that's a 0. I'm rolling for ones, man, bro.
I forget. Did we get you a filtration mask?
You know, I did nick a filtration mask. Do I have time to put that on?
No.
Why are
Unless you were already wearing it, but I don't know. I don't know if you are.
I didn't know there were going to be gas weapons. I
You
put it on my
brought
belt.
them.
You did bring
You
some.
use the gas weapons.
Honestly,
If anyone is wearing a
I feel like
filtration
if
mask, it
anyone
is
is
you.
going to be used, exactly.
I will say that if anyone is wearing a filtration mask, it's Porter for sure. But that's up to you, Seth. You tell me whether or not you think Porter's rocking his filtration mask right now.
I think he's got to be, right? Because he did see people on the other side, but I also didn't narrate that he put his mask on after he saw the people outside the door. So I'm conflicted.
Look, I trust you.
Here's the other thing. The other person actually wearing their filtration mask is me, because I did put it on to run into Porter's gas.
Yeah, Art and Gus are wearing the two
Alf,
that we found. Alf and Gus are wearing the two that we found, and then I think Porter's probably wearing it. But
Prior to gearing up in the Waypoint Armory, Dex did own 2 things, which were night vision goggles and a filtration mask.
Okay.
Dex is
Listen,
100%
I
wearing
am
his filtration
not wearing
mask.
a filtration mask. I will never wear a filtration.
Fuck filtration mask. All my homies hate filtration masks, says Eloise.
Okay.
I
So
can't even breathe in them.
the filtration mask gives you 1 automatic success. So one of the properties of this toxin is going to be negated. I'll tell you the properties because the way resisting toxins works is however many successes you get, you can choose how you spend, like what properties you want to remove from this toxin. So if you don't get enough successes, some of the properties will still get through, but you'll be able to resist some of them. So you are anyone who's wearing a filtration mask gets 1 automatic success, and then depending on the quality of the filtration mask, you have either a +1 to your negate skill or a +1 reliability to this test, or a +1 to your skill and a +1 reliability.
So if it's standard, it's just 1 +1 to the skill?
Yes. No. It starts with reliability. So you have
Starts
an
with
additional reliability on this. If it's excellent quality, you also get a +1 to your negate skill for this test.
I spent 3 grit and I go at strong.
Cool.
I have 5 successes.
Wow.
Probably pretty good usage of grit on this test, if I have to imagine.
I feel good about it.
I spend 3 grit to go at strong, and this 10 explodes. And it's a 17, so it doesn't really help. But that's 3 hits for Porter.
Okay. And is that 3 including your automatic?
Yes.
So, Eloise?
I will spend 2 grit to make my own luck twice. I have no hits. Even if I went it strong,
Oh, no.
no hits.
Oh no.
I rolled a bunch of 12s,
That's bad.
which is not high enough.
Oh no.
It's fine.
It's not high enough.
No, sorry, it's too high for my
okay.
target
Like,
is
Oof.
my target is 10 naturally, and so if I were to go at strong
Can't even
and
play
play
the
to the
gallery.
gallery, the highest I could go is 11, and I rolled 2 12s, 2 19s, and a 16. So I was hoping for literal any hits.
Okay, so this grayish green fog fills the room, obscuring your vision and starting to attack your senses. Those of you wearing filtration masks hear like the filters like kick in and start like whirring to try and like immediately like start pushing the toxin out and getting like just oxygen in. These are the properties. So there's four properties. No, there's actually 3 properties to this. So everyone except Eloise is going to be fine. Because the first property is extra potent, and that's what you would have to spend your first success
Damn.
on.
Color me shocked.
The second property is nausea, which would give you a -2 to all muscle, durability, and finesse skills until you spent a turn relieving yourself of the contents of your stomach. And then the third property was blindness. So Eloise, you are affected by nausea and blindness. That will give you a -6 to any test that would require the use of your eyes. So that's going to be effectively like a -8 to a lot of muscle and finesse and durability based skills, depending on what you're
Right.
rolling.
Okay. Duly noted.
Okay.
I think Addie and I both maybe realize the same thing.
Just rolling for ones.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll
maybe
figure it out.
Maybe
I'll
Addie and I
fig-
realize the same thing.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
So, the next thing that happens is Porter, the door that you are watching, slides open, like making a little waft in the like cloud, and those 2 soldiers that you saw when you peeked through the door, those 2 mercenaries, they open fire into the armory. So I'm gonna need Eloise, Dex, and Porter all to roll a defense test.
Yeah, just for storytelling purposes, I believe I shot the hinges off of this door, so it should already be open. Just so you know, GM.
Gotcha.
Just so you know.
Gotcha. I didn't remember you shooting down the hinges. I thought you just like looked in and said no, thank you, and then
I used my explosive ammo and shot off, and
Oh.
the hinges blew off, and I was like, whoop, nope.
Yeah. So through that open door.
Perfect.
It's been 2 weeks. They're targeting me, and so I benefit from cover. They have to take a -1.
Oh.
So I can't see with my eyes. Can I see at all with somebody else's eyes? Enough that I can pull my shield towards me and maybe have a -4 instead of a -6?
I think someone at this moment, probably not, but if someone starts like coordinating with you to try and make sure they are like keeping like you in a line of sight, they might be able to help mitigate your blindness a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then I don't know if you.
But at
remember
this particular
Tommy.
moment, it's all happening quick enough that like Porter's watching the door. Dex is like sees the grenade and sees Lucille drop down. Like no one's really like trying to give you like visual coverage right now.
That's fine. That's fine.
And do you remember if I ended up taking cover after I shot the door off or
You
not?
did. You have
After
excellent
I-
cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have a +3.
Thank you.
And they have a -3.
Yep.
Full auto and cover is fun interaction.
Okay, so this is the first one firing into the crowd. What is everyone's highest?
Got a high of 11.
I have a high of 9.
Okay.
I have a I have a 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend some of that lovely grit y'all just gave me. So Dex, Eloise, and Porter all get a grit. And I will use that to go it strong so that I can count this 13 and have it explode. And I think Porter, what was your highest? Eloise had the lowest highest with 3, right?
That's right. Yeah, mine was 11.
But no one beat a 10, right?
I got an 11.
Oh, you got 11.
No. I get to spend grit after you, though, as the
Yeah.
defender.
Yeah.
Cool. I played in the gallery, I count the 17.
Okay, cool. So Porter, you take 6 damage, 4 of which is armor piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And Eloise, you take 12 damage, 4 of which is armor piercing.
I forget. I think we actually discussed this, but my toughness only goes to. It starts with the non-armor piercing damage, and the armor piercing is the one that goes through, right?
I'm sorry.
Like for in this instance, you've got 6
Yeah.
damage, 2 of which is armor piercing, which means that 4 of that damage is negated. 2 armor piercing and 2 non-armor piercing, and 2 armor piercing does
No,
hit
No.
my hit points.
You figure out
Other
the
way
total amount of damage you have coming to you. You remove your toughness from that, and then you split it between hit points and armor based on piercing.
Oh, so it goes 1 to hit points and 1 to the armor.
No.
No.
Whatever remains, you have 2 damage remaining. There's 4
Yeah.
armor piercing, so 2 damage is armor piercing because you do
Yeah,
armor piercing
right.
damage
That's-
first, and then whatever is left.
That's what I was asking. I
Yeah.
was perfect.
Yeah, you had it, Seth. You're good. You're good, baby.
Okay. So that's the first attack. Here comes the next attack against the same 3 people.
Prone.
What?
I spend a grit to be down and not out.
Oh, okay, cool. So this is actually just going to be against Dex and Porter as Eloise goes down. This person focuses their fire a little bit more. All right. Let me know what y'all's highest are. Currently, you're up against a 2, but I might do another go at strong.
15.
Okay.
7.
Okay. That is yeah, they're not gonna go as strong for that. So basically through the smoke fills the room and then immediately like muzzle flare starts flashing from that door. Porter shot down. Bullets riddle the area, and Eloise takes a couple of them and drops down. The cloud of smoke kind of like wafting around her as she hits the ground. And Eloise is down, but not out. And it is now Dex's turn. You got two mercs shooting at you through moderate cover through the door. And then from moderate cover through the door, and then you have Fawcett behind moderate cover outside.
Okay. My recollection is that this gas grenade will just continue to spew gas. Correct?
Yeah. It basically it fills the area. It doesn't like spew indefinitely, but it fills the area and like kind of lingers for a little bit.
Cool. So like this zone is bad now for a time.
Yeah, it's effectively, it does its thing. It doesn't continue, like if you're talking about like picking it up and throwing it somewhere, like it doesn't move the cloud elsewhere.
Okay. But like
this zone is bad.
This area continues to be bad, and remaining in it means like having to
correct.
continually
Yeah,
resist.
if you end your turn in here, you will have to resist the toxin again.
Okay. Can I get a better shot on those two guys who just came through that door and also leave this toxin cloud?
A better shot? No. Because there's basically two entrances to this armory, the door that they are at, and then the like kind of garage door that leads outside to where Fawcett is. The way that you would get a better shot on them would be to run through the door that they're guarding, like kind of like leap into the barracks away from the cloud of smoke and fight them inside that hallway.
I do that.
Okay, cool.
Because that's not in the cloud of smoke, right?
Correct. Basically it's filled this kind of area, but like there's enough like mostly it's like kind of wafting a little bit out and up.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not going into the barracks very heavily. There's not a lot of airflow shoving in that way.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So I like basically in a dead sprint at them, just kip up off the wall and like dive forward over them behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. You pass right by them. You have a clean shot on them. You land in a hallway. You don't see any additional soldiers. This hallway kind of is like it runs. What's the word I want? The door enters perpendicular to the length of the hallway. You have a left and a right. You have a left and a right. Nothing in front of it. There's a wall in front of you.
Okay.
I was picking up what you were putting down. I got it.
It took me a second to wrap
It
my
was
head.
probably the most complicated way I could describe the fact that you
definitely,
enter a hallway.
sure.
You could go left or right, but right now you are in the center of it.
Yeah. So I have a 13.
I have a 10.
Yeah, I will spend 2 grit to twist the knife.
Okay.
Because I have 2 13s, but low numbers. So that's 24 damage, no armor piercing to one of these guys.
Okay.
For a second, I was like, how does Dex keep rolling at 17s to dodge? This is ridiculous. And then I was like, oh, it's his turn. Okay, that makes sense.
Perfect. I had to remind myself how much damage it takes to kill these guys outright. That is a number that will kill them outright.
That's why I did it.
Yeah. That guy is done so. You have one more shot and one more target.
Shoot at the other one. That's a very good roll. That's very bad for this man.
It's probably even worse because he only got an 8, and I don't have grit shenanigans I can really do to make this better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hit the 14 that is my target, and then a 10 and an 11.
Okay.
24 damage, no armor piercing.
Cool. Yeah. Dex leaps out of the smoke, like a little puff, a little whiff of the gas, like following him as he does. And like smoothly in midair as he's flying through, he just goes and like just takes both of those guards, slams them against the wall with the force of the shot, and lands like deftly against the back wall of this hallway. The cloud of smoke just kind of like lingering at the threshold.
That's me.
That's Dex. Next up, we got Gus. Gus, you saw a lot of things happen from a different angle. You had just finished fighting some guys. You saw your friends run in, and then a laser shot fire after them. You saw Lucille go down, and then you no longer really see your friends as they are obscured by a gas cloud. And you do see where Henry Fawcett is. He's in like kind of that like courtyard area. He's like behind some crates. He kind of like ran out and around and like dove behind some crates to take this shot. So you spot him now. And that's and you also hear gunshots happening inside. You do hear Dex's guns go off inside, which is usually a pretty good sign that some people are dying.
Things are going okay. So I've got an important question. We got 2 antitoxin tonics. I'm imagining we split those up between the 2 of us. I'm imagining Elle probably has an antitoxin tonic.
Yes.
Cool. I mean, I don't know why she wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I think
especially since you
probably.
didn't take a filtration mask, you definitely have one of the antitoxin tonics.
Sure. Yeah.
For once Porter gets you up. Gus makes a move to Fawcett and he thinks to Porter, oh wait, the L went down, right? So is
The
down?
telepathic link is down.
Okay. Then Gus just shouts, he shouts like, Porter, you got her?
Yeah, I've got my eyes open. Go.
Not because he doesn't think Eloise is very capable. He just knows that the thing went down, and that's bad. And then he goes up and he attempts to grapple Henry L. Fawcett. The L stands for leaky.
Okay.
I also. What the hell are my dice though? Why does nobody have dice on the stream? Can you believe it?
Truly atrocious. I am going to spend 2 of my grit to bamboozle you twice because you're at max grit and I can do that.
Oh, you absolute jerk. I cannot believe you would do that to me like that. Alright, that's fine. I'm in an offensive stance.
Okay. All right. I have a 13.
I have a 13 and I also have a 17. Oh, I can't count the 17.
You got bamboozled.
I have a 13. So he's grappled.
Okay. So you have a 13. You could spend grit if you wanted first. And then I have a chance to spend grit. I might be able to do something here.
If I spend grit to twist the knife, then can I spend grit to twist the knife and then you make it so it's not a success and then nothing happens?
Yes.
Ugh. Oh, well then I'll tell you what I'll do instead. I'll play to the gallery and I'll count to 17.
All right. So that's that lets you the 17 explode also.
Yeah, it didn't matter the explosion, but it's 2 net successes, high 17.
Yep. So yeah, you bull rush at Henry Fawcett, leap over his cover. He turns like he was ready for you, like he's like lowering his laser rifle down with one hand as he pulls out like a knife in the other, and you just like instead of like throwing some punches his way, you just full on like get him in a clinch and like pull him down like onto one knee as like the weight of your body just kind of like shoves him against some of the crates. They like knock over and you got a hold of this guy.
Yeah, I read one book about Muay Thai, it's called. It was all right. It's like boxing, but it's a little different. Yeah, and then I'll go to hit him.
Okay. Rating 2 grapple. So you are at a +2 to this.
Yeah. You're at a -2?
Yep. What's your highest? I have a currently my highest is a 12.
I also have a 12.
Ah. Okay. So in that case, unless you're spending any grit, I'm gonna spend some grit.
Yeah, go ahead and spend some grit. That's fine.
I will go it strong. Put you up to 11.
Quite a bit of grit.
Or actually, you don't have to do it that way. I'm going to save a grit. You still get the 1, but I'm going to play to the gallery.
Alright. That's fine.
So my highest is now at 13.
Alright, can't do anything about that. But I'd love to take another punch. My Fist of Fury punch.
Absolutely.
I need my real dice. I didn't realize these ones up here I'd set up here because they're garbage.
Oh, wait. There is a thing that happens to you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You take damage when you fail to attack him the one time.
Okay. How much?
You take 5 damage, all of which is armor piercing. And
Bro, what?
And your armor takes an additional 2 damage.
All right. That's fine.
So after all the damage lands, then also your armor takes 2.
All right. About time we got somebody in here I could rough up a little bit.
Yeah, so you get him in a clinch.
Rough ensemble.
You get him in a clinch, and you go like to do like a knee right into the ribs as you like kind of like have him like pushed up against these boxes, and he manages to like twist and like kind of catch your arm, like catch your knee in like his like with his elbow, and that knife that he pulls out like flashes with energy as he runs it along your thigh, and you feel it like rip through your armor.
All right. Well, let's go, bud. I'm taking my Fist of Fury hit.
Yeah, you did roll that.
Yeah.
So right now my highest is a 10.
I also have a 10.
Can't make me use all this grit on you, Gus.
That's fine.
That's by design, I feel like.
Yeah, this one's a go at strong. This one's a go at strong. Now,
The thing about Muay Thai is you're wearing the opponent down, right?
yeah,
If you're not landing the big hits, they're tired in the clinch.
yeah, you're back up to max grit, and and while I'm looking at it, Lord of the Bard gives +1 grit to Dex.
Hey.
And now I have a 14 as my highest.
Yeah, go for it.
And this time you take 10 damage.
Are you able to counterattack twice in a turn?
Oh no, you're right. No, yeah, thank you for reminding me. It only happens the one time because it's still the same turn.
It sure is. And now I'm going to do something dumb.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to double down.
Okay.
Let's go. Gus is the
Let's-
king of doubling down.
Let's see him. Let's see him do this at the minuses for the attacks, at the minuses for the grapple. Now let's see how his ground game goes.
Yeah.
Let's see how he does in the late rounds.
Tell you what, it's not great. Still a 10 is my highest.
I have a 17.
Cool. No grit from me.
It's only it's 14 damage. Did I get my fist weapons back?
No, they're in the locker next to Eloise.
That's right. So it's 14 damage to which is piercing.
Cool.
I sit closest to our front door, and every so often I feel like I hear it open.
I was gonna say, like, is somebody in the house?
Well, if there is, you're gonna find out on one of our screens, probably.
If there is, Duchess ain't no guard dog. Tell you what.
I'm the
She's
guard.
taking a nap. Roman's our guard dog.
That's why I sit closest to the door.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 14 damage. Two
Yeah,
piercing.
this one connects. He catches the one, he runs the knife across, he manages to like, you're not able to like get anything good with the other one, like his armor's like soaking it up, he's like kind of like pulled himself closer to you, and that's when you push off of him, knocking over a few more crates, and you just body him in the head and like the face with a punch, and he full on feels that one.
Thank you.
Currently my highest is an 8.
Goodness gracious! Thank goodness I got him in this grapple. I got a 9. I got a 9.
Oh my god.
Are you spending any grit?
No. Well, I mean, you have to say whether or not you're spending grit first, but
Yeah, I'll spend 2 grit and I'll twist a knife.
okay, cool. Yeah, he'll still take this hit. What you got?
It's 14 more. 2 piercing.
Okay.
And then one last one. Sorry, y'all. I swear, this is my last punch. It's the last time I can punch.
Let's see, 2 from the grapple, 1, 2, 3.
It's been attacked like 5 times, I think.
Yeah. So my highest currently is a 7.
We've got a 10.
Okay. Any grit?
Yes, actually. I'm gonna spend 3 grit
Okay.
to punch it.
Ah.
And I believe I'm calculating my damage right. I believe it's supposed to be 7 power. Which means that this is 35 damage.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck!
This is the perfect time for him to retort to your grit expenditure with go it strong of his own so he can count as 15.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
And then this is a new turn. So this time you do take 10 damage, 8 of which is armor piercing. And
Cool.
then your armor takes an additional 2 damage after all of that is finished.
Yeah, my armor is done
Dunzo?
clean off.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so then the serrated quality of this weapon no longer affects you.
I'm rolling all 9s and 10s over here.
I don't think he can stab Gus again because it's once between Fawcett's turns, I believe.
Counterattack is once per enemy per turn.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and take an injury on this. Oof, would have loved that big hit. Would have loved to roll any better on any of these dice.
Well, you charged at Fawcett and I had 13 grit and now I have 10 grit.
Fair. I'm not compromised.
What's the effect of that?
1 less reliability on my tests.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get that one clean punch in, and then like that like kind of gets some distance between the two of you, and then he's able to like, you don't have full control of like one of his arms because you like went for a punch, and so when you go to punch him again, he manages to like block it with his forearm and like parry it to his side, and then drag the knife up your arm, and like your armor is like kind of busted, but it's still there, and like this like big kind of almost like combat Bowie knife that he has, that's pulsing on its edges with energy, like cuts up and like sparks and like a little bit like a flecks of like molten like metal from your armor like shoot up and like kind of get in your eyes, but mostly just like scour like your face with like little like flecks of like soot and like burning, and like it like kind of pulls you back for a second, and he's able to like kind of push you at arm's length, and you have him at arm's length while you're both trying to like regain your footing to continue the like combat.
Yeah, I think Gus like keeps him like is struggling to keep him in the clinch, and like as he takes the hit, he's like, "Ugh, well, come at me again with that thing. We'll see how you do, huh? Got that big fancy gun to hide behind, all right? Let's see you and me, Fawcett."
And Lucille's on the ground. And you say that to Fawcett, and like he pulls back. You both get footing for a second, and then he grins, like the like fake teeth glinting in the moonlight, as he goes, "Not likely." And you hear gunshots behind you.
That bastard.
As two mercenaries kind of run out around where you were. They kind of swing around that corner and fire on you and Fawcett.
Sure. The fact that he's in a grapple with me doesn't.
I mean, if they like misfire, like that is
That's what I figured.
narratively, like it is likely they shoot him. They basically run like out from where you were, and get like an angle on both you and Fawcett and shoot at you and not Fawcett.
That makes sense. Let's see.
They're like, which one's the real one? No.
The 14 I'm first.
Okay, I have a 12, so you're good on that. And then here comes the next attack.
The 15.
I have a 12 again. So both those shots ring out, and you are fine.
Boom.
And Porter, it is your turn.
I think narratively, Porter immediately runs to Eloise. I'd also like at the same time for the my med kit to inject me with one of my healing tonics.
Yeah.
Mostly
Absolutely.
because I don't want it to seem like Porter stops and he's like, "I gotta do my healing tonic," and then he goes. But I also don't want to get shot, you know.
You feel a sharp pain in your shoulder as one of the needles spins into position and then jabs you with a tonic. You hear
It's a
gunshots
tier-
outside and gunshots inside as Dex leaps out of sight.
It's a tier 2 healing tonic, and now Porter can't attack, which is fine. He's gonna run to Eloise and try and treat her.
Okay.
Get her up and about and not dying, preferably.
Go ahead and roll. So you're in pretty bad conditions for this first aid test. So this is gonna be at a it's gonna be a -4.
-4. Right. And field medic doesn't help me there.
No, field medic is allowing you
It's
to
your
your
initiative.
successes are gonna be really good in your initiative. You're in a much better position because you have field medic.
Yeah.
Healing in combat with a med kit when you don't have field medic is kind of bad.
All right. And this is not me treating an injury. This is me.
Correct.
Yeah.
It feels like Addie is just absolutely terrified that her life is in the hands of Seth's dice.
Wouldn't you be?
I'm gonna spend 2 grit to play to the gallery.
Okay.
That's 6 hits, motherfucker.
Woo! That's 9 hit points back to you, Eloise. Actually, way more than 9. It's 15 hit points back to you, Eloise.
Oh, I can't take 15.
What if you could though? Can the rest of it heal her armor? Would that be?
Can it heal my overflow? That is.
Yeah.
It does not. So Porter, your filtration mass is doing overtime as you run through this cloud.
Yeah.
You get over there to Eloise. You feel that sting in your arm as the like medicine starts moving through you, and you drop down next to Eloise, Eloise is wearing some of her armor, right? Yeah, she has her armor. It's pretty shot up. She's looking pretty terrible. And you like drop down, and as you do, like you expand your like med kit all the way out, and it basically makes like 4 little pylons next to her and pulls up like a scan in front of you, like of her like injuries. And you actually like, instead of like getting hands on, you full on like press some buttons. It's like, you know, you almost look like Eloise crafting for a moment because you have a little holographic display. It's not a full 3D rendering of her injuries. It's like a screen that's floating in front of you, but you basically like really quickly press a couple things and then like hit execute, and like the like 4 like pylons like kind of like spin and shape and like kind of like pull out tools that are like and like they just like basically like shoot a bunch of like cords onto her body that like shock her in the right spot and like seal up and like do like a quick staple and like inject her with the right meds, and like she just gets like riddled with like extremely fast like medical care. And then like as they're pulling back, you like twist a handle on your med kit and like pull, and they like kind of like fold back into it, and it like kind of, you know, compresses back into its position. And Eloise, you wake up with like these like coils coming off of you, and you see
I don't see anything.
you don't see anything. Yeah. You don't see a thing. It's and you feel really sick.
Oh my god.
Shit. This is a very important question. Does your shield have projection capability? Can it put a force field around us?
Dex says that.
Good. I just had to check.
You can't talk, Porter.
It
No.
does not do that.
I can't talk, but I can. this is a mental conversation.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Eloise is
I-
awake again.
Yeah.
Eloise is
Yeah.
awake again, so the mental connection comes back.
Second question: do you have an antitoxin?
In my bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'd like to take her antitoxin and treat her. Can I do that? Is that a quick action?
You've used up your focused action to do it. I will say one thing which might help inform your decision here.
Right.
Basically, you had to inject a toxin. You had to traverse a cluttered and like smoke-filled room. You had to do like complex like emergency surgery on a
makes sense.
dying person. That would pretty much be your turn. But there's something that's worth noting, which is you're going to at this point have to resist this toxin again because you are still in the cloud.
Love it.
That's gonna happen no matter what, but like if you wanted to not be in this cloud, you would have to do a double down and then leave this cloud, which would definitely give you the ability to also grab her antitoxic and stuff like that. Otherwise, you don't really
You
have.
just want grit, don't you?
You
You're
also,
just asking for my grit.
I'm just saying you don't have the capability to like also get her stuff and then administer an antitoxin to her.
Right.
Because you've already done enough this turn. But you're also in a bad spot because your turn ends, and I need you to roll a negate test at a -10.
No matter what, I will have to do the negate test, right?
Yes, because even if you do a double down, that's a whole new turn. A whole new turn.
All right.
I was right there with you, Tommy. I love it.
I don't know why I'm grabbing dice. I'm rolling for the toxin.
Ah! Damn, that really bounced. No. Addy, do you think you can negate this at all? Is there any? I'm trying to decide if I should just take the damage and carry you the feck out of here, or if I should go it strong.
Oh. You should leave. You should leave here. For sure. I can't. I cannot succeed on this roll, on this negate roll.
That
It
is
impossible.
That is just the one success, the automatic success. Then,
cool. You get the one automatic success. That goes to the extra potent aspect of this.
Yeah.
You do have a success, so you can technically twist the knife if you wanted to negate one of the others.
No, but then I can't take you out of here.
That's okay. That's okay.
Twist the knife is 2, and you have 6 grit.
Well, you've got 6.
Yeah.
Oh, I had 5. That's all right. I'll take that.
L, because I know we haven't playtest like throughout our many playtests of Manifest and all the times we've played, antitoxins rarely get used. But one thing you might forget, Eloise, is that antitoxins allow you to roll a negate test against effects you are already suffering.
Oh, I know.
Okay, cool. You had just said like I'm not getting rid of this. There's no way whatsoever, and I was like, well, technically you can roll again at least.
I'm rolling for ones.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I will twist the knife. So which is the one that affects me then?
So if you twist the knife, you have 2 successes. One of them has to go to extra potent, and then you get to choose between whether you would rather be nauseous or blind.
I'd like to be nauseous.
Okay.
Just personally, you know.
Your eyes sting as this gas attacks them, but you manage to you see like a little bit of like spotting around the edge of your vision, but like through like sheer force of will and adrenaline and like a desire to see Eloise safe, like you like are able to hold that off. However, like there's like this, your filtration mask, while doing extremely good work, is not stopping you from breathing in all of the toxin, and you can feel like your stomach starting to cramp up and like turn. So that gives you a -2 to all muscle, finesse, and durability skills. And you can get rid of that for the duration of a whole like series like of initiative if you spend one of your turns throwing up.
You said muscle, finesse, and what was the third one?
Durability.
Durability. Sure, that makes sense.
The physical ones.
Yeah, sure. Great. I'd like to double down.
Cool. You are at 0 grit.
I'd like to pick up Eloise, and I would like to carry her out of this cloud, and hopefully to cover if that's at all possible.
Yeah, if you spend your focused action, you can absolutely do that. Where are you running? Are you running the way Dex went into the building, or are you running out to where Gus is?
I'm running out to where Gus is.
Okay. Yeah, you can drag her, and there's enough like terrain around there that you guys can get light cover from what you see as you come out. As you basically grab Eloise, like burst of adrenaline, you grab Eloise like fireman style, like in your arms. I guess fireman style is over your shoulders, so maybe this is over your shoulder. This is bridal style.
Just
how I imagined
it. Just leave me here. Just leave me here. I just want to die.
Carrying her across the threshold.
And you rush out from the smoke. The smoke clears. You can feel the like the burn and like it's like you're getting splashed with extremely cold water when you're hot, like on your eyes. Like it's like this is a better sensation in the long run, but also like as like the fresh air hits your eyes, you rush out coughing with Eloise. You drop down onto one knee and like press her up against some like barrels there as you see 2 soldiers swinging around in the not like the distance, but like a decent way away from you, around getting a shot on where you can see amidst a pile of like overturned crates and debris, Gus is in a full-on like grapple with Henry Fawcett as bullets are being shot in his direction. And Dex, you're able to see this through the reestablished link. Eloise, you're able to see all of this happen, even though your own eyes are currently not functioning. You can see Gus and Dex's and Porter's point of view. You notice that there's no point of view from Alf. He's still connected, but Alf is in a corner fucking throwing up right now.
Oh, Alf.
He is in a corner throwing up as he's like not quite following Porter out. He's like crawling out like the another part of the garage door, like just like and he's also blind. He's like feeling his way out, trying to find his way towards the exit.
He did have a filtration mask. Did he just not get any hits?
He didn't get any hits, so it just was the one
tough.
automatic, which went to extra potent.
We're gonna get you out of this, Alf.
He has pulled the filtration mask down for a moment as he has relieved himself of his nausea. All right. That is the end of Porter's turn. Eloise, it is your turn.
Oh my god. So if I use the antitoxin allows me to reroll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't have. So I think I puke.
You spend your turn getting rid of your nausea.
Yeah.
I will say there's actually a lesser effect or a lesser benefit to that because we're about to go back to rolling initiative again.
Oh, that's good.
You're still gonna do it?
So
It will help
Because
you
it-
on any defense tests you may have to make, but that's gonna be it because you're out of initiative after this.
right.
But that's fine. Like it will take away a -2 from your defense tests because your defense tests are based on durability.
Everything I wanted to do was inside. So yeah.
Okay.
I puke.
Cool.
I blindly puke, hopefully away from Porter.
You can see where he is from his point of view. He's looking at you, so you
I don't want him. Don't look at me.
you like reach out a
Happy
hand
Emily Iron.
and you reach out a hand and you move like you no longer see yourself as you push Porter's like chin up, so he's looking up as Porter, you get kind of shoved off of Eloise, and then you understand why as you hear the sounds of her retching
Fair enough.
to the side of you.
Yeah, no, that's no, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Porter, you are now suffering the effects of proximity nausea.
Sympathetic barfer.
Sympathetic. Yeah. All right. That's Eloise. It is Fawcett's turn.
Hoping there's a chance maybe he wasn't going to take one. We were just going to roll initiative. Maybe, I don't know.
Nah, he still has a few turns.
Wow.
You still have 2 turns also.
Oh, well, great. Well, then we're not right about to roll initiative.
Sorry, Eloise is done. Is what I'm getting at.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. He is going to do a thing. And that thing is I'm gonna roll a discipline check for him. Yep. Grapple moves this way, knocks over some crates. The knife flashes, fists are flying, bullets are flying overhead. And there's a point, Gus, where you end up like twisted and like pushed up against some crates as they're tipping over. And like you still have control of this grapple, so like you're not like he hasn't like broken the grapple. But what he does do is like get his like leg up. You got like a lot of reach and height on this guy, so he has like a little bit of space to work while still being within your arm's reach. Like he's not a small man, but you are massive. And, but he gets like his foot up like against like your like hip and like pushes you, and like you're kind of toppling over. And as you do, he drops his hand to the side and swings up that laser rifle to shoot at you.
I would.
He does not fight fair.
No. Look, if you've got a big laser rifle on your hip and you're not using it in a fight for your life, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's like an awkward shot. The grapple is obviously in effect here. You are at a +2 and he is at a -2.
I know this is ranged, but it feels like I could counterattack it.
No, counterattack is mostly about like moving their momentum to like get a clean shot.
Yeah.
He is defending himself with the knife in one hand and like basically pressing the barrel of a laser gun against your leg with the other.
Yeah, I know it's not like the rules, but like it just feels like if there was ever a time.
Don't forget you did defend against a couple shots from those mercs before.
Yeah.
And you, my friend, are up against a 14.
Oh, that's so bad. God, I wish I had a reliability. Actually, never mind. It wouldn't have mattered. I have a 12.
Okay. That takes away one of my successes. Leaving 2 successes, which means you take 16 damage, 9 of which is armor piercing.
I take an injury.
Okay.
I hate this so much.
Don't forget to roll additional dice based on how many injuries you have.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, don't you worry. Oh, please. Yes! Oh, thank God! Yes! Amazing!
What is it, like reasoning and awareness?
What a fortuitous day! Tenacity and personality. I wasn't going to talk to any plants.
So that's festering wound, right?
It's disparaging.
Disparaging.
Which I think makes me look distinguished.
Yeah. So Gus, he presses the barrel of this laser against your leg, and like in the scuffle, you feel the heat before the laser goes off as it lights up. And Porter, you see this, and Dex and Eloise through Porter's vision, you see like this like whoosh of red light as the rifle like gets powered up and fires. And Gus, you feel it cut into your knee. And you like you've seen like livestock have to be put down when their knee is fucked up. You've seen like that like a fighter is only a drifter is only a drifter until they take a laser to the knee.
So I think what Gus realizes in horror as it's about to go off is he realizes that's his bad knee, and like all of the jokes he makes about being old in this moment as his bad knee is about to get taken out from under him in the fight of his life against this terrible man come rushing to him.
Yeah. And so what you end up with as you kind of twist out of the way is a circular scorch of the barrel where it was heating up, but the laser actually misses you. But like that, now you have basically a circular scar above your bad knee as like a reminder of like your bad knee.
Oh, that's just gonna be target. That ain't good.
+1 grit to Porter from Argitlam saying that number is too round.
I agree, Argy. Thank you.
Not a good number to have.
Okay. And then the second barrel fires at you, Gus.
Does he not want to swing with this knife?
Nah.
Yeah, I think
Absolute jerk.
by the law of double barrel.
Yeah.
He has to, in fact, yeah. Please. No, not you. None of you. You've all no. These, the original, the orange ones.
You have a ton of great. Do you want to bamboozle him?
Yes. I want to bamboozle him 3 times.
Okay.
Thank you.
Puts you down to 5 and me to 9.
Yeah, none of these dice want to do it. He's still at a -2 for the grapple.
Yep. And then you bamboozle him 3 times. So I can count this
he's
10.
at -5. Oh, I can count this 12.
Nice. Yeah. The second barrel, just like you already have, like he basically, you twisted. So like the barrel's now shooting behind you. Porter and you see as like the crates and like terrain behind Gus that he's being like shoved through gets like carved in half, and like munitions spill out onto the not like munitions, that's not the one I want. Provisions is the word I want. Spill out onto the ground.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, if that's the turn. Gus has something to say, I believe.
Well, it's you can say something. I am doubling down.
Okay. I'll say something before he doubles down.
Okay.
And I'll see if he wants to swing that knife. Please, God, I would love him to swing the knife. Yeah, Gus is just pissed off that this guy he's got grappled and like in this like honorable fight is like twirling around with this laser rifle, and taking like a dishonorable way. And Gus, I think, like growls at him in his ear. He says, "I can't believe all these men got led to their deaths by a coward."
Dang.
I mean, you don't want to actually roll manipulate. You just got a minus to your personality, right? I'm assuming.
I mean, if anything, it would be intimidate, but really, it's just what Gus is feeling. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
cool.
end game to that. He's just pissed.
I just want to know if this was a thing you wanted to roll out with negatives and all this other stuff, but we're good. Okay,
No, yeah.
So I double down. Everyone gets a grit. I think that puts Dex to 5, Eloise to 9, Porter to 2, and Gus to 6. The laser rifle is actually not going to go off again. Instead, his pistol is going to go off as he presses it against your stomach, basically like toppling. The two of you topple over this terrain. He doesn't really have a good hold of the laser rifle again, and so he like falls down. This time you're on top of him, and you say that, and he gets his hard caliber pistol up and takes a shot.
Cool. I'll bamboozle him twice.
Okay.
Hard caliber, huh? Yeesh. God. He's got all the things you don't want to hear in a gun. He's still at he's -4. Okay. Okay, maybe. Okay.
So I have an 11.
I have a 12.
Okay, cool. That one, you like he gets it up against you, and like you roll off, and like the shot goes a little wide and like blows away like the like wall next to Porter. And that's when he gets on top of you and drives the knife down.
Amazing. This one I will also. I'm gonna bamboozle at a -3.
Okay. You have 1 grit left.
Sure do.
However, I'm going to bamboozle you twice. So you have 3 grit left, and I net 1.
We calculate. I've been attacked 5 times now. Yeah.
Yep. And you're at the -2, so that's -7. It basically negates your grapple bonus, which is +2.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ah. You bamboozled him 3 times, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I have a 9.
I have a 9, 11, and a 13.
Okay. And you can count all those?
Yeah.
Cool. So the 9 goes away because he is the aggressor, so it's just the 11 and
Right.
13.
Yeah, I counterattack.
Cool.
He goes in to drive down with his knife. This is sort of what Gus was angling at, like to fight this guy hand to hand. Like moves the pistol away, sees that it's his only option left and that he's going for it. Gets his left arm up and his right arm up against the knife and takes a left hook across the jaw of Henry Fawcett.
Cool.
For 14 damage, 2 of which is armor piercing.
Yep. So you clock him. He fires the shot and then like you roll underneath him and he drives the knife down and like he like drives down with like his full strength, but you are able to like fully stop it. Like the knife like hums by your face as you roll that off to the side and then like roll on top of him and clock him in the face as you do. And that's when you hear a little whir and a click inside his armor as his auto dock heals him a bit.
Howard. He's using cheating powers. I know I'm the only one here. He's using cheating powers.
Okay. That is the end of his double down turn. Dex, you are up.
Okay. So I will move back through the garage. Is any of the stuff we came here for still on the ground that I can see?
Yeah, it's all there in that locker. Eloise like perfectly found where it all was. She just didn't have a chance to grab any of it.
Okay. Can I grab that stuff with a free action?
Not a free action. There's too much stuff. It's not like in like a very convenient like bag that you can just like throw over your shoulder and run. You can grab definitely you can grab Caldwell's guns. Definitely you can grab like probably we'll say 2 or 3 items depending on the size of them as a free action.
Okay.
Beyond that or as like a couple free actions. But then beyond that we're
I believe you said last time that they had left Caldwell's guns on my gun belt.
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna grab that because Gus made a promise, and this thing we cannot leave without. I forget what else is in there.
Gus's
I got some fist
OG
weapons in
armor and his fist weapons are there. And then whatever else was like in Gus's inventory when he got captured. Because Eloise left most of her stuff because she knew she was being captured.
Yeah, cool. So I'll grab my gun belt, and if I can also grab Gus's fist weapons, if that's a free action, I will take those 2 things.
Yep, absolutely.
And then if there's time...
They're like laying right next to each other. It's like boxing gloves on like a string and then also a gun belt, and you grab both of those things. Just a fucking picturesque gunslinger and brawler like set of gear.
Yeah, I just take the gun belt, sling it over my shoulder, take Gus's fist weapons, put them also over my shoulders so they're hanging down in front of my chest now. And I come out of the garage, and I can see Fawcett on the ground with Gus. Yeah?
Yep.
Cool. So here's the thing that almost never comes up as a gunslinger, because you want to put a lot of stuff on your guns, but these ones came with box magazine.
Yeah.
And so as a quick action, I drop the magazine out of one of them. I reach into my belt, slot in shock darts, and I shoot Henry Fawcett in the face.
Nice.
And I will bamboozle him.
Oh.
Three times.
Okay. Gets you down to 2.
Do I benefit from Gus's grapple?
No. The grapple is between the 2 of them.
Right. That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. Net shot is what lets everyone have grapple.
Yeah. They are grappled for the world.
Yeah, and then I shoot him.
Cool.
Oh. This is a very good roll.
He has a 14. The rest of my stuff sucks, but he has a
You
14.
can count a 14 bamboozled 3 times.
Oh, you bamboozled me 3 times. No. Okay, never mind. He has a 9. 9 was my second highest, and then it was like 3, 5, 2.
Henry Fawcett, with my 9, 13, and 14, takes 24 non-lethal damage. Nope, sorry. 21 non-lethal damage. 2 of which is armor piercing.
All right. That seems worth a shrug it off to me. He's gonna take half damage on that.
He won't go down.
He takes 12 non-lethal damage, 2 of which is armor piercing.
10. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I forget. I say
10 or
24 a
11.
lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. You fire the shot, and it's just by the grace of like a part of his armor that the shot like lands in a spot where he has some like insulation. And like it's gonna like the current like just takes that extra little bit of time to like get into him. So he's like, ah, and he like grabs it and like throws it. Like it like the electricity like crackles around his hand for a little bit, but most of the damage was to his hand as he tossed the dart away.
Great. He also loses 1 initiative.
He does indeed, which for him is one of his turns.
He's also at a -1 for everything for the rest of the combat round.
Yep.
And then I will just say, sort of calmly and loud enough to cut through the din, you're not winning this, Fawcett. That's just a fact.
And Gus, you're up.
I think to no one's great surprise, I'm gonna punch Henry Fawcett.
We'll do a nice little nah.
Also, I'm offensive again this turn.
Cool. No bamboozle here.
All right,
Nothing to see here.
sure.
No, actually, this makes no sense. I'll bamboozle you 4 times.
Oh, okay.
That's not the same thing at all. That's 2 totally different things.
That's quite different. That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's actually quite helpful. Well, explosion doesn't help, but what do you got for me?
I have a 10 right now.
I have a 16 and a 10.
Okay.
I can count the 16.
And you can count the 16? Nice.
No. I spent 2 grit and I count the 16.
Got it. Okay.
I forgot one of my injuries.
All right, so you play to the gallery to count the 16, which means my grit uses are now no longer worthwhile. So the 10 is what I got.
Oh, that's 14 damage, 2 which is armor piercing. This is all non-lethal because it's with fists, and because I know I've been told what will happen to Henry Fawcett when he dies.
You don't want to be grappling somebody who dies when they're holding a proto-martyr weapon.
Look, I've played this game long enough and played Beef Boys in this game long enough to know.
But yeah, during the Battle of Waypoint, your beef boy had to punch and then like double down just to run away. I want to get away before they blow up. My turn's not over yet. Go away.
the absolute best turn of my life. Grabbed the guy out of a tank, punched him so hard he died, dropped it back in the tank, jumped off of the tank. I will never have a better turn in any RPG. I take it he's still alive?
He is still alive. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, then you're rolling another punch. I'll roll another punch.
Yep. I can count this 10 again, but that's what I got.
Yeah, I got a 12 and 13.
Cool.
That's 14 more. 2 armor piercing. Just funnel. Gus has got him on the ground and is just like, he's frustrated at this point. This guy's got all these tricks and he's not fighting fair, and Gus just needs this to end. He needs all of this to be over. And he's just raining down like a
you full on like you have
UFC
him on the
fighter
ground
almost, like raining down hammer fist,
Yeah.
like they do at the end of the fight, just to until the ref breaks it up, and nobody's breaking it up, and this guy won't stop.
Yeah.
And I take it he continues to not stop.
He is still there.
All right, well, one more for the road.
This dude has taken, like, just quick math in my head, something like 80 damage in this fight.
Yeah. Okay. Right now I have an 8.
I have a 15, a 10, and a 9. Which I know I don't have to tell you those other. I guess I don't have to tell you those other two, but like.
Well, you do, because it helps me. It helps me with
Christmas.
Well,
Yeah.
it helps me with grit stuff, because you can know like how many net successes I
Sure.
have when like over an 8, right?
That makes sense.
I'll be like,
So
okay, that's
15
4 net successes, and then like I can be like, oh fuck, I'm gonna negate that by doing this.
Yeah. 15, 10, and 9. Love actually teaches us Christmas is a time for telling the truth. Weirdly, like a bunch of times in that movie, they talk about it. Like, not something that really comes up in any other Christmas movie.
You gotta pick your thing that your Christmas movie is about to set it
My-
apart.
My Christmas movie is about a guy who's in love with his best friend's fiance. Deal with that.
Okay. So no grit expenditure here. How much damage does he take with this attack?
That's 14. I could twist the knife if I want, if I need to.
You do not need to. You do not need to.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So you roll over and you just start like throwing like hammerfish, just like bam, bam, bam into this guy. You hit him once, he brings up the knife, you just smack the knife out of the way, it like falls like 2 feet away from him, and then you just like hit him 2 more times, and he like reaches for like the laser, and you just like slam your knee down there, and then you just like pull him up and hit him one more time with like a clean punch right across the face. He drops down, like teeth, some of his fake teeth and some of his real teeth like scatter onto the ground with that punch, and he is out cold.
Yeah, I think Gus, like a little bit for effect, like lifts this guy up, or he just needs it done. Like hits him, sees the teeth fly, knows he hit right on the button, knows he's out cold, drops him onto the ground, and then tell me if I'm not allowed to do this, but like turns to the 2 soldiers who are shooting at him from across the way. He just shouts, "Drop him!"
I will allow you to roll. You just knocked out their leader. I'll allow you to roll an intimidate for that as a free action.
Appreciate you. Spirit of Christmas and everything.
Minuses and pluses just about wash out. So I think this is just a straight roll.
Cool. Intimidate, right?
Yep.
Oof.
I have a 6.
I don't even get a reliability on this, I don't think.
You are still compromised, so you certainly don't get a reliability.
Yeah, so my 12, 13, and 14 do not matter. Hey, no, they do! I have Hulk! Oh, I forgot, because, Gus stands up. What I forgot to say is that he stands up glowing. And he lets himself glow, and he turns to these people and says that. And remembering that effect, really, when you look at the scene, it's less of a 0 hits and more of a 5 hits.
Yeah. Those 2 soldiers do go next, and they don't drop their guns, but they like run.
No.
You say drop them, and they like take a couple steps back, and then they just turn and start running. They have a decent way to go, but you can see the massive form of the one of the like big corner towers of the garrison. It seems like they're running in that general direction. It's the only real big piece of like infrastructure in that direction that they're running towards. So it looks like they're running towards that kind of tower.
Amazing.
That's what they do with their turn. Alpha is still blind and doesn't do anything really of note except for one thing. He finds his way out of the smoke.
Good for Al.
And y'all see he is dragging Lucille's limp body with him.
Oh, Alf, God, I just love him.
He's like just like rushing and he like falls down. He's got like gross shit on his face. He looks pale. He's blind. His eyes are like clouded over with like that kind of grayish green smoke. But he like pulls her out of the cloud and falls down and starts like gasping fresh air as he does and like coughing. So Lucille and Alpha are out of the smoke, which is like starting to dissipate at this point. As we drop out of initiative for the first time in I think like 4 episodes.
Yeah, for real.
Whew. And so you stand there with the smoke dissipating around the around there the armory. You see no other soldiers running to you at this exact moment. You do have Eloise's spy drone kind of floating up ahead. However, Porter's the only one who can kind of check it if he really wanted to because Eloise is blind. But like at a glance, Porter, you can see like even just glancing down at the display there, you can see that like there's not like soldiers immediately moving on your position. Like the aerial view shows like at least relatively this area is clear. Dex, you heard no other noise inside when you were shooting. So you have a brief moment of respite while the sounds of gunshots and explosions and so on continue way off in the distance. The moon and the stars, like the moons and the stars, are basically blotted out at this point as the smoke of what is effectively a battle has kind of like created a smog in the garrison. Lesser in this area, but still present and noticeable. And that's when you hear the sounds, the approaching sounds of a helicopter. And that's where we're going to take our break.
This is either good or very bad.
Nowhere in between.
Absolutely. No, there's no way this is a neutral helicopter. Our situation is unchanged by the presence of this chopper.
So we're going to take a little 15-minute break here. We are at I got 9:55 on the clock, so Central Time. We're going to be back around 10:10. 2:20. We'll see you guys then. We'll be right back. Refresh your drinks, go to the bathroom, predict whether or not this is going to be terrible or bad. I could even put a prediction in the channel.
Terrible or bad? That's not good.
Oh, sorry.
Those are our choices. I don't like that spin from Tommy.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to intermission. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
That was the worst. That was the worst
And
before.
we're back. Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome back. Those of you who are just joining us, these four drifters are fighting for their lives in Brimstone Garrison. They have recovered their gear. They have defeated Henry Fawcett. He lies unconscious on the ground beside them. Not an enemy within immediate sight, though the sounds of a fast approaching helicopter do carry across the smog-ridden night sky. What do the four of you do?
I check in over the telepathic link with our mercenaries.
None of them reconnected.
I finished puking.
You do that.
I'm gonna go over to Henry Fawcett and make sure that he's unconscious. Check and see, look at the details, and do something secretive.
What secretive thing are you attempting to do? It sounds like a skullduggery test to me, but
I wouldn't say that necessarily.
DM Tommy.
Nope, that's not how
I
we
think
do
it's more
things
of a
here.
lie, so it's kind of more manipulation, personally, in my opinion. I am going to make sure. Where is Gus staying there, boy?
Yeah, Gus is standing up and like looking around and seeing that nobody's nearby. He just puts his hands on his knees and he's breathing heavy, but not like from the exertion, just like I think from the exhaustion of all of it, and also like stuff's weighing on him, I think.
Yeah, Porter kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and then kind of puts a hand on his cheek and says, "Hey, look at me." Not says it. You're still connected to the link, right?
Yes.
I'm. Oh yes.
Just have to make sure because
Porter can't speak with his.
I am never using mute or deaf ever again as a side effect ever because I hate it now so much. I'm thinking over the link saying, hey, big deep breaths. It's okay. You did good. Look, he's still breathing. He's still fine.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Look, go grab Lucille. See if she's. I mean, I don't think she's all right, but see if there's any coming back. Okay? Can you check on her for me?
Yeah. You coming soon?
Yep, absolutely.
Great.
Let me know if she needs medical attention. Obviously.
Yeah, she does.
Let me know if she's.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, sure. I'll go look.
Because I am pretty sure Lucille is fully dead, right?
Well, you don't know for sure. You saw her take a laser that came through her back and out her chest. So,
yeah.
And
I think Porter thinks that she's dead. Yeah, just let me know if she's breathing. I'll be right there. All right.
Yeah. All right.
So Gus, you jog over as you get towards where Alf is. He's still blind, and he's like, "Is fighting over?"
I hand him I like grab his hand and I press my antitoxin into it.
Thank you. Who? I dragged her. I think that's her. I think that's her.
Yeah. You did great, Alf. Let me know how that tonic treats you.
All right. He takes the tonic. And you look over towards Lucille as he does so. Eloise and Dex, what are you up to?
I was gonna try and crawl or like stumble over towards Henry Fawcett, to try and get his, to try and see if I can like feel around for the like wristwatch or whatever.
Sure. So I suppose Dex would be in the best position to see as Eloise blindly steps up and starts walking in the direction. She's using the vision of everybody to try and like find her way towards where and what she can hear to find her way towards Porter, but it's not like smooth. And there's a lot of debris now as like all those crates were like thrown around and stuff as she's kind of like stumbling and like finding her footing as she makes her way that way.
If I can, and I'm not trying to take away Eloise's autonomy. I think the instant that she gets up, I think Porter probably goes over to her and is like, hey, I got this. You need to rest. You need to sit. The most help you could do is through my eyes. All right. So just help me do what I need to do. Okay. Stay here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I don't want you getting more hurt than you are. It's better for you to say, okay?
Dex, what are you doing?
I guess if no one responds over the telepathic link with the other squad, Dex will go and clear out the locker of our stuff, and then
Yeah, the smoke is dissipated
Sort
at
of
this
like
point, or at least enough that
be
you can go
ready
in there.
for whatever's next.
Cool. Yeah, you grab a couple satchels. You get like the rest of Gus's and whatever other gear you want. There's other stuff in here too if you want to try and ransack this armory.
If there's anything obvious that's like here, right? I'll grab it, but I'm not searching the rest of this place.
Sure,
I guess
sure.
I will do like a very cursory search through like a couple nearby lockers that are open,
Mhm.
to see if there are any like healing tonics in there.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm not spending much time.
Yeah. You're
can't
just seeing
hear
if you
a
get
helicopter.
lucky. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
just seeing if you get lucky. Unfortunately, none of the lockers you open up had healing tonics in them. That you open up, you see like some armor and ammo. You see some guns and ammo. You see some like grenades. That's it.
Can I?
Is Gus's or armor's in here, but Gus's armor was busted. I
Yeah,
believe, in that
Gus's
thing.
armor is not here.
I
and
open up
repaired.
another locker and find some armor, and I grab it and I toss it to Gus.
Sure.
Um,
Go ahead, Elle.
Oh, can I just I have that pistol that has the thumb or the like lock on it, the palm reader lock. Can I try to like take that apart so I have a functional weapon?
That, I mean, you can attempt to. You're going to be
I'm
doing
not going anywhere, right? So
You're going to be doing it blind because no one like you're going to have to be feeling it out, right?
yeah. I mean, I've built guns before. I feel like I could unbuild them.
Sure. I'm going to give you a -8 to this, but you can roll technology.
Okay.
I think you're rolling. That's nuts. You're rolling what you would at negate without minuses. So.
Eloise's armor is also busted right now, correct?
It is not. It has a few hit points left on it.
I grab armor on my way out and like set some by Eloise here.
Dex is grabbing everyone's gear and grabbing some backup armor for Eloise and Gus. Porter, you've told Eloise to sit down. She has started fiddling with a pistol. Gus is over talking to Alf, giving him an antitoxin. Porter, what are you doing?
Porter is going to wake up Henry Fawcett.
Okay. You're gonna like slip him a healing tonic to get his hit points back up, or how do you want to do that?
I'd like to just wake him up if I can.
No sense in having you roll a medicine check for it. You have the materials and supplies. You can bring him back at 1 hit point if you want.
I'm gonna do that.
Cool. Yeah. You do.
Can if I sign, do you understand me? Does he understand me?
So he starts waking up and he sees you over him and you sign, "Do you understand me?" He immediately looks around for the nearest weapon.
Does he get to it?
Do you stop him?
No.
He grabs his knife and then like pulls away from you unless you're trying to restrain him. And he pulls his knife out on you. The energy's still like kind of humming. It's like sparking and like fading as he does. And he goes, "The fuck? You killing me or what?" And all of you hear this, except Gus. The voice of Henry Fawcett cuts through what is otherwise a moment where you are unaware of everything that is happening to you, because as you hand Alf a antitoxin tonic and he says, "I grabbed her, I think that's her, is that her?" And you say, "Yes, you did good." You look over and you see a very dead Lucille.
Yeah.
They're just hearing this? Because I would like to drop out of the telepathic thing.
He's not far enough away that now that he's speaking, everyone can hear him.
That's good. That's fine.
you guys all look over, and there's Porter is like standing over, I assume, like hands up, like kind of up, like and out, over now conscious Henry Fawcett, who is holding his knife and like scrambling back and trying to figure out what's going on. He hasn't quite gotten to his feet yet.
I'm gonna sign to him back away.
You have enough like ability to read people that you can tell he can understand what you're saying because he watches what you do with your hands.
Yeah.
But he pulls back and is like tapping, like he's like trying to find his gun, but he doesn't take his eyes off of you. He sees Gus in the background. He sees Dex in the background. He sees Eloise. What'd you do, Eloise, on your technology roll?
4 successes.
Yeah, he sees Eloise like slide the grip back onto a pistol as the light turns green. He seems confused, disoriented, but he kind of like scrambles to his feet, taking like a step back.
Where is his laser gun in relation to Porter?
His laser gun is basically like, unless Porter has moved very far from where he woke up, Henry Fawcett, the laser gun is like right at Porter's feet.
Is it connected to Henry Fawcett by like a wire or something, or is it wirelessly connected to Henry
It's
Fawcett?
like Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. He's got a Fitbit.
Yeah.
Really quick, Dex, you get a grit from the pack walk.
Hey, what's up,
Puts you up to 3. Also, while I'm thinking about it, everyone get a grit because you all survived a dangerous situation. And do not forget that anyone who fired ammunition will have to roll to see if they still have ammunition, but we're not going to get to that right now. Porter, you have somewhat distracted and confused Henry Fawcett paying attention to you. And all of you see this as Porter stands in front of a relatively disarmed Henry Fawcett who is holding a knife out.
Wait, what's going on?
I can't say anything, and I'm not taking my eyes off him to sign to Eloise.
I mean, you have the telepathic link
I
to
can't
Eloise.
see.
I dropped out of it.
He dropped out.
Yeah,
Oh, completely dropped out. Cool,
I
yeah.
can't tell what's going
So
on.
you can see through Dex and Gus's eyes, but
Right.
you've noticed that Porter is no longer in the call.
I'm aiming my laser pistol at him, and I'm gonna pick up his and kind of put it under my arm and sign for him to back up again.
Go ahead and roll. Now, actually, there's no roll needed for this. He got beaten to a pulp. He has 1 hit point. He is disoriented. He only has a knife, the energy coil of which is turning off. You have a laser gun pointed at him. Dex and Gus are behind you paying attention. Yeah, he like doesn't drop his knife, but he lowers his knife hand, like takes a couple steps back and goes, "The fuck you playing at, Janus? If you're gonna kill me, fucking kill me."
I follow him and indicate that he should continue moving back.
All right, you guys see as
I'm gonna
Porter's
scramble towards him if I can. I mean, I know it's hard.
Dex, you see Eloise get up nearby you, and you like set down the armor next to her, and she gets up and like starts moving towards where Porter is. Porter is apparently walking with Henry Fawcett as he backs up more. The sound of that helicopter is disturbingly close. Dex and Gus, I know Eloise is making her way towards Porter. She's going to get there in a second. Fawcett's not moving up back far enough or fast enough to stop Eloise from catching up to Porter, even in her state.
Yeah, Gus gets up against the wall of this place, hearing the helicopter, and is following close behind Elle and Porter.
Yeah. Fuck. Do you remember the conversation we had in Waypoint, Porter? About plans and sticking to them?
I'm sticking to my plan.
You better be right, or this gets everyone killed. And then Dex will take cover from the approaching helicopter with his best align on Porter and
Sure. So you kind of pull back to where like
Fawcett.
Alf is, who is not
Yeah.
moved as he has come to
I
realize.
pull him into cover if I
You
can.
you see his vision is coming back. He's taking that antitoxin. He rolled well enough on his negate after that like he is coming back. The colors returning to his face. He sees that Lucille is super dead, and that seems to have shook him a little bit. You grab him and pull him up, and he kind of comes to. His training kicks in. He reaches for his gun. He hears the helicopter. He reads your face. He kind of gets behind you, like you now have a squad mate who is like right there. He's like shaken, and you don't know how good he's gonna be in a fight, but you at least know that he is like he has read the situation in the same way you have, where he is like, I don't know what's going on, but there's a vehicle approaching, and we need to be ready if that vehicle is the threat. Eloise, basically you and Gus, because Gus, you said you were heading that way, you and Gus get to where Porter is around the same time. In order to do this, oh no, Porter, you picked up the big gun. So Porter has Fawcett's gun, which is extremely heavy, in one arm, kind of like on the sling over his shoulder, and then he's pointing his gun at Fawcett as he moves forward. Fawcett is backing up, and sees Eloise and Gus come to play, come to join Porter. Porter, you realize you have two people flanking you.
Yeah, Gus is actually like a few steps back, like
Okay.
like a little cautiously, but I think he's saying to Porter like, Porter, what are you doing? Why'd you wake him up? This ain't in your balance, Porter. What's going on?
You need to back away.
You feel Eloise's hand on your shoulder, Porter.
I turn to Eloise. I don't take my eyes off of Henry Fawcett, but I do kind of pull her in if I can. And Porter's gonna lean to her ear and he's gonna say, I love you. I need you to go.
What? No.
This isn't gonna work unless you go. There's nothing we can do with
What?
this weaponry. This weaponry can't be in anybody's hands. It's not worth me and it's not worth my family. You need to go, Al.
But that doesn't. I can break it. I
And
don't.
then what happens? What happens after you break it? And then I give it to a gangland boss? Is that what we're doing here? Or I give it to the leader of a resistance movement that we don't even know their motives of. What do we do here? This weapon can't exist. This man can't exist.
Porter.
Both of you help Dex. Now. I'm getting away from here.
No, we just got to be back together.
Gus, you see something. Eloise is blind. Porter is watching Fawcett, but Porter, I believe at this point you are at least relatively distracted enough not to catch this immediately.
Mhm.
Gus is full on watching watching Fawcett. Dex, you're keeping an eye on Fawcett, but you're also
I'm keeping an eye on a number of things.
Yeah. Gus, you don't have a good enough read on people to really know what goes through Fawcett's mind, but what you do see is a somewhat less toothy, shit-eating grin on his face. As he reaches down and breaks the bracelet and then turns to run. You notice this enough, not necessarily to stop it, but enough time to shout out something before, like as it's happening, like the like you see it happening, you realize like what's about to happen, and as it's happening, you have a chance to say something.
So it's my understanding that this gun is about to explode.
Yeah, as far as you know.
Let me ask you something, Tommy, if I can do something.
Sure.
Because this would be Gus's only reaction. Is, can I cast Blink on this gun? Can I transfer power into this gun to cast blink?
No, it has to be a person. You're still hulked out though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're stronger than Porter. This gun is not like Porter struggles with this because Porter's muscles, what, 4 or something? 3?
It's I think it's 4.
The-
2. It's 2.
Yeah, Porter is struggling. Porter barely has this gun under his control.
Okay. I don't think I've got time to grab it and throw it. Right. This thing's gone. So I will. Right. Wait. Right. You gave a look.
It's you don't know Proto-Martyr tech well enough to know for sure.
I sure don't. So here's what I do, Tommy.
Yeah.
I grab this gun and I cast blink 40 yards away from everyone else.
Sure. In the direction of Fawcett or somewhere else, like on a building. What do you got options?
Out in open sand where they can see me.
Okay, cool. Porter, you see
No.
you're able to see that what Fawcett is doing, and so you like rip your attention away from Eloise as you're trying desperately to convince her to back up. Elle, you see through Porter's vision what's happening, but both of you don't have time to react as the bracelet snaps, the light sparks. And Porter, you hear a humming sound by your side. And then you are shoved out of the way as Gus grabs the gun. I don't think there's a reason for us to have Gus roll an opposed muscle check against you, Porter, as he pulls the gun out from your hands and uses his blink power. Go ahead and roll that, Gus, to see how much hit point damage you take from the strain.
I also overcast it.
Oh, okay. So you take hit point damage just by doing it.
Yeah.
As you overextend, and then roll to see how many additional hit points you lose as you blink away. Henry Fawcett sprinting south as fast as he can, disappearing around a corner. Gus blinks about 40 feet away from everybody, down the main thoroughfare that you guys are nearby, gun in hand.
Believe it or not, I get 4 successes.
Okay, so that's what, 1 hit point damage?
I think it's maybe.
You always take some damage with
It's always 1.
Yeah. It's either 1 or 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Blink always hurts a little bit.
I'm pretty sure it's 1.
Yeah.
It's
I
1.
think
It is just 1.
Cool. Yeah. So you successfully use the whoa sound as you get bowled over. Elle and Porter, you both don't fall over as you kind of support each other and pull away. And then through Porter's vision, you see as Gus just like shrinks into a flash of red light and then appears 40 feet away in the thoroughfare holding the gun.
No.
Gus, this gun goes whoop, whoop, whoop. You have an option.
Mhm.
You realize it doesn't blow up immediately.
Great.
It's going to blow up now. So you can attempt to try and get away from this explosion. You can do something, whatever you want. Like, it's up to you. But you actually have time for a focused action before this thing blows.
I huck it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll athletics at a -6.
Is Hulk still up?
You had it
Oh,
as
yeah,
a
we
long-lasting
just said
effect,
Hulk still.
right? Yeah. You have it as a long-lasting effect right now.
Oh, it's at a -6 plus 3 more. Okay, -9. Okay. All right. Is this a turn? I can't take a battle stance on this. That's ridiculous.
No, there's no battle. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna. Some asks you don't have to make. Oh. This feels cheap, but I'll spend 3 grit and I'll go strong.
Okay.
I'll go strong, meaning that I get 6 successes on this roll.
Gus, I was prepared to make you still have to roll a defense test because you would only be able to throw this thing so far that like you would be reducing the damage by moving it away from you, but you'd still be within the blast radius.
Yeah.
With 6 successes, that is no longer the case.
Okay.
Gus blinks away, and you all see for a second as he appears and only hesitates for like a split second before he realizes he still has an option. And he spins around, grabbing this gun by like the barrel or barrels, and almost like shock puts it, like full on like spins and like uses that momentum to launch it away, and then like spins, he doesn't stop the spin so that he can turn away from where he threw it and leaps. And as he does, the muscles in his body glow like to the point where like his whole body almost has like a reddish orange hue to it. Within like, especially like within like the night sky. And he launches this thing up into the air and then leaps and hits the ground. And all of you, your eardrums fucking like burst with the sound of this heavy explosive that goes off. And Gus just Gus, you feel the scorch, you feel the burn. Buildings nearby catch on fire. And you, Gus, you stand up and you see like, you don't necessarily stand up, but you open your eyes, your ears are ringing incredibly, like they're like the shockwave knocked the breath out of you. Even Eloise and Porter, you like stumble back a little bit, and Dex, just based on the fact that you have a little bit of cover, you feel the vibration in your chest. As this thing explodes, and like it's like daylight for a second as it blows up in the sky. And Gus, you like realize you're still alive, and you look over and you like put out some fire on your shoulder, and then you start to stand up, and you just see like just like things on fire, just like kind of like floating down to the ground. It's like raining ash and soot as this massive explosion just went off in the sky above you. But you are okay, and so are your friends.
And 40 yards away, as like he like goes like these very labored movements to like put himself out, and like he tries to roll and like can't really get himself to do it. Out there, 40 yards in the distance, is a frail 50-year-old man with 1 hit point.
He starts limping slowly back to you guys.
Porter's running toward him at this point.
Yeah, I think Dex is sprinting out to cover Gus because Gus is out in the open, admittedly in a less populated part of the space, but
yeah,
that's bad.
Eloise, Porter leaves your side, rushes off. You see both through his and Dex's vision, they are focused on Gus. You see how weak Gus looks as he moves away. No sign of Henry Fawcett. The soot and ash and flecks of fire drop from the sky. Are you doing anything in particular, Elle? Eloise, you see... Go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
No, go for it.
There's one other vision in this link, and it is Alf. He is watching you.
Okay. I guess
He's like flitting between you and Dex. Like, should I follow? What do I do?
Oh, Dex, I think when he takes off, says, "Stay here."
Yeah. Okay. So he's conflicted, is what it seems like. He's like watching Dex run. He's looking to see if Eloise is okay. He's like, he like looks down at his gun, looks back up.
I guess I'll try to find my way over towards where Alf Ralston is.
Yeah, he's giving you a pretty good vision of where you are because he's watching you.
Yeah. So.
Dex and Porter is a bit ahead of Dex, but Dex is very fleet of foot, so he starts catching up pretty quick. The two of you start rushing towards Gus. You don't quite clear the 40 feet. You probably like get like Porter like 25 feet towards Gus, and like Dex about 20 feet away from Gus. And that's when a spotlight from the sky shines down onto where Gus is. And as you all like look up, as the sound of the helicopter roars over the buildings, you see a familiar filigree on the side of a helicopter that says "Rumbling Retail." And leaning out the side, his fucking like massive machine gun in one hand, leaning out, holding on with the other, like harnessed to a bar. You see Arthur Ross, cigars gone at this point, and his
Because he finished it.
his
He finished them.
this part of his face is like burned and covered in blood. And you only see one good eye looking out at you as he comes flying down, but he's got a fucking like crazy person smile on his face as the helicopter swings down, bursting all of you with air, kicking up dirt, and it lands. Let me see, how good is she? Okay, it lands barely in the thoroughfare, just like barely missing the thoroughfare, like the buildings, the neighboring buildings with the rotors, as it lands kind of nearby all of you. And you see at the controls of this helicopter, you see Jess, and you see Arthur leaning out with like a crazed smile on his face. As soon as the helicopter hits the ground, before the rotors are even done, Jess rips off her harness and comes rushing out. You're a doctor! Doctor! Come on! This way!
I look at Jess. No. I let Jess take him. I look at Arthur.
Arthur hops down, he like pulls the harness off, and he's like smiling, he's like looking around, he's like, anything else?
I like put my finger on Arthur's chest and I point at Porter. You don't let him do a goddamn thing except administer medical attention.
Sure, yes, sir. Come on, Doc.
And then I run back for Alf and Eloise.
Yeah. Gus, as he's like limping his way, I think at this point towards the helicopter, he like sends like sort of a weak message over the telepathic bond to Alf that just says, oh God, what's her name?
Lucille.
It just says, get Lucille.
Alf was like rushing towards Dex and Elle. He turns back and he goes, of course. And he like kind of grabs her and like gets a better hold on her now that he can see and isn't like dying of poison. And he like kind of like laborly like starts carrying her dead weight towards the helicopter.
Yeah, I get my arm like under Eloise and I lead her towards the helicopter.
Porter, did you got fucking Arthur Ross, who you can see by his armor is riddled with bullet holes, and lots of scorch marks. You're close enough. He's missing an eye.
Jesus.
His eye is gone. And he just has his gun pointed at you, and there's like this like you like, I guess you don't have enough determination. Gus maybe gets just the smallest glimpse of like a fucking wild animal in Arthur Ross's eyes. Like this looks like a fucking like rabid warrican that like you cannot reason with. Pointing a gun at Porter, not like dramatically or anything, just like kind of like lazily pointing a massive gun at Porter as he like walks behind. Jess grabs you by the hand, Porter, and starts yanking you towards the helicopter.
If Arthur Ross, is he going to continue running at Gus?
Arthur is following you.
So Gus is still just out there by himself.
Gus is limping towards this action.
I fight Jets because I'm going to try and get to Gus to get him back to the helicopter.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a defense test for me.
-2. -4. Got a high of 5.
You were up against a 16 and many other successes over a 5. You are hoisted up by the ground by Arthur Ross, who has effectively grappled you with a rating 4 grapple.
Oh, I thought it was Jess that grabbed me.
No, Arthur's like there nearby you. He had his gun on you. And Dex told him to like only let you administer first aid, and so not really like caring about any like of the nuance or context of the situation as you try to fight Jess, which you can do with relative ease. She's not particularly strong. You're not particularly strong, but like she wasn't like trying to like full on like grapple you. Arthur Ross does just full on like lift you up and start carrying you, like kicking and like trying to push off of him towards the helicopter.
No, get Gus. Gus needs help. Let me go.
Orders and orders, son. And then Jess, who's running alongside, like grabs your shoulder to like try and get your attention. She goes, "You can save her. You can save her. She's still breathing. Please."
Fine. Take it to her.
And you get unceremoniously tossed into the helicopter where a very bloody Parappa is choking on her own blood.
Great. I go immediately into work mode on my hands steady. I focus very intently on saving Parappa's life.
Cool. There's no modifier to this. Obviously, there's a lot of like emotional weight to the situation, but the helicopter itself is like probably the best situation you've had in a long time for first aid. There's not like smoke or gunfire. I mean, there's gunfire. Like, well, I guess there's not gunfire right now, but there's still like some sirens going off in the distance. Dex gets to you.
I can't fly the helicopter, but I can help you do it.
Okay. Somebody landed it here, so we'll see when we get there.
Okay.
Gus, you see Dex and Eloise join up. You are slowly making your way there. You are pretty close to where Dex and Eloise are at this point. You see Alf carrying Lucille's body towards the helicopter. You see Porter tossed into the helicopter by Arthur Ross, who leans casually against like the side of the helicopter, pointing his gun at Porter as Porter like continues to do first aid. What'd you get, Porter?
3 successes.
Okay. You do need to expend a machinery or a first aid cube.
Yeah.
As you are healing wounds, but you do heal. You said 3 successes, so
That's right.
that is 9 hit points. You stem Parappa's breathing or bleeding, and she like gasps for air, and Jess like grabs her, like tears streaming down her face, like, "You with me?" And Parappa goes, "Please, you're smothering me." And she goes, "Oh, I'm smothering you. I just saved your fucking life." And Parappa like sits up and like puts out a smile, and then as Jess is continuing to yell at her, Parappa just grabs Jess's collar and pulls her in for like a kiss.
Yay.
I just unplugged my headphones.
Oh no.
Quick, you can't hear us. You get all the grid to us.
I don't know what you said, but I know what you did. Yeah, Eloise and Dex, and I assume Gus, you're able to meet up with Alf and the rest of the crew at the helicopter.
Okay. I will. I need you. I need you to sit on my lap so I can look. I can fly it. If you.
I think I look at the mercenaries assembled here. Which of you knows how to fly a helicopter?
Just pulls back from Parappa and goes, "I'm not bad."
Great. And I I hand Eloise to Jess. Get us out of here. She built it. She can help.
Jess looks down at Parappa. Parappa is like, go. And Jess drags Eloise to the co-pilot seat.
You can also add Jess to the call, right?
Yeah, at this point, if you reach out at all, Eloise, they do let you in.
Oh, sure.
In the heat of the moment, they were full on defense mode and shut you down the first time.
As beautiful as the lap imagery is,
No,
it's
'cause
really
that-
choice.
I don't know if they're good at it or not because my skill's really high. So if I can see what they're doing, if I can see what my hands are doing, then I can fly it. This was the thought process. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
how good they are at it.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Gus and Dex, you stand outside. Porter, you're done working on Parappa. She looks relatively stabilized. She's leaning up. She doesn't look like she wants to move at all. You see what you can most easily tell is a compliant patient who is going to let the healing process go to work now.
I love that. Is
Wait.
Gus back to the helicopter yet?
Where's Oscar?
There's that stops Arthur Ross from smiling. His smile falters for a second and then just becomes a wry grin. He goes, "Fucker went down swinging, I'll tell you that."
Oh. We take off.
Okay. As the helicopter begins whirring up and picking up and starts to gain altitude, you see the north and south as you start to build altitude. The north and south, the two north towers is what it is. The two northern towers of the base are on, like, not like destroyed and on fire, but like they have sustained damage on their rooftops where you know that there are air vehicles. Parappa like taps you on the knee, Porter, and says, "Doc, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor."
Yeah. What's going on?
She points and there's like some kind of weapon nearby you, and she goes, "Just in a minute, helicopter's probably gonna follow us. You just point that out the window and push the green button. It'll do the rest."
Got it.
And you start taking off, and that's when you hear a familiar voice cut through on some kind of like voice augmentation, like enhancement speaker. And as you pick up and start getting ready to leave, on top of the building that Brimstone was housed in, you see Captain Desmond Schaefer, flanked by a few soldiers, and he has two little nodes, like a little electronic device with two little nodes on his throat as he shouts out to you, and that seems to expand his voice over the din of the helicopter. And he goes, "Where the hell are you planning on running to? What is your plan here? We will follow you. You are not safe. Land now or die. Those are your options."
It's pretty loud, right? We're in a helicopter. I can't talk to this man. I don't know what his knowledge of Badlands signs is.
Dex stands in the open side panel of the helicopter and full on flips Captain Desmond Schaefer off. And all the soldiers look to Schaefer, and Schaefer goes, "All right then." And he's gonna unbuckle the strap on his pistol, and he's gonna challenge you, Dex.
Great. Good for him.
This is interesting. This is very interesting.
I got a 14.
He has an 11.
I have an 11 and a 14.
Okay, cool. You succeed at the challenge. The helicopter twists and rises up, putting you on an even level, slowly rising above Captain Schaefer as he looks to you and sees that you're ready to draw on him. And he cracks a smile and he goes, maybe with your gunslinger dead, you won't feel as confident. You've won.
I think
You have a chance to concede if you want.
Yeah, whatever. I think in the I know he's allowed to say that thing in the moment where I get the choice to concede. I think he gets to maybe with your gunslinger and I shoot him.
Cool. Go ahead and roll. He is not. He is. You are moving forward into it, and
I just gotta.
I guess technically he gets a chance to concede. He doesn't concede. That's him not conceding.
Yeah.
And then you could cancel it.
Quick draw from a helicopter to the ground?
It looks like that's what Dex is doing.
I sure
Is that
am.
possible?
You can quick draw anywhere you can shoot a gun.
Yeah, and it's not the ground. It's the roof of a 4-story building. Was it 3 or 4?
Okay, well I guess that's not that bad.
Yeah, you guys have risen up above the buildings, basically, or at the top level of most of the buildings in the area. Not me typing in the name Schaefer to find his stats real quick. There he is.
Yeah, I will. You know what?
He's
You're
going.
gonna tell me a number. I'm gonna tell you what I do first.
He is
spend 2 grit to play to the gallery.
okay. Okay.
Oh, are you gonna bamboozle me?
I was getting ready to bamboozle.
Okay, then bamboozle away.
Okay, I will bamboozle away. I'm gonna bamboozle you 3 times, putting you up to 7, I believe.
Okay. I'll bamboozle you 4.
Putting you down to the 3 I just gave you.
You're goddamn right.
This is an important one.
Dan knows how this economy works.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm here in the in between in the crypto spaces of the grid economy.
You say
That
4?
Damon's here.
4 times?
Yeah, I did say 4.
Okay. So I have a 9 right now.
I have a 13.
Okay. How many net successes over a 10 if I were to do some nonsense?
So you would have a 10?
Yeah.
I would have 3 net successes.
Okay. Why not? I'm going to play to the gallery so I can count this 10. That is my highest.
Okay. Well, it's not the best I ever done did. He does take 33 damage.
Any armor piercing on that?
There's not actually.
There's not armor. Okay. Okay, so 33. You said, right? 33?
I did say 33.
Okay. What gun are you using, by the way?
It's the same ones I've been shooting the whole time.
The Blackstar ones?
Yeah. Got the grip fit to my hand.
Eighteen, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, but I'm out of boxes.
Oh no.
It's rough.
The helicopter pulls up. Eloise, right now Jess is doing all the piloting. She has you in the co-pilot seat, but she's not really communicating as much. She feels comfortable enough pulling up into open space. And you're able to see through multiple views. All of you are able to see as Dex flips Schaefer the bird. Schaefer says, maybe without your gunslinger, you'll be less confident. And before he actually finishes that sentence, he says, maybe without your gun slit. And then Dex already has the gun in his hand, Schaefer's hand is like casually touching his pistol. As he's like about to like draw it. Not like he's not gonna draw it casually, but he's basically begun drawing it slowly as he's talking. Almost like as he's planning on trying to like talk his way into getting halfway through his draw. And Dex, the moment that Schaefer's hand, like the moment his thumb curls around the side of his pistol, you whip out your gun, fire cleanly through his chest, and his words stop. And all of the soldiers look. And he stands there for a second, hand on gun, as the helicopter raises up a little bit more. And the soldiers all look up at you, Dex. Your like cloak like billowing behind you in the wind. And you're just standing there with the gun in your hand, the barrel smoking. And they watch as you turn and start flying off. And then Schaefer falls down.
I holster my gun.
Very cool.
Jess shouts to you, Eloise. Okay, there's someone on our tail, I think. And like she looks at the sensor, and you see through her eyes, the sensor on like the helm showing as through other people's vision, you can see one of the Southern Towers helicopters is on your tail.
Porter says, "All right, got him," and does as he was instructed.
Yeah,
grabs the
just
weapon.
press the button. It's gonna have an as you press the button, hell of a kick. Porter, do me a favor, love.
Yeah,
Roll me a gymnastics test.
Fun. Well, I haven't puked yet, so maybe it'll happen after this.
+1 grit to Dex from Carnaxis.
Yay.
Puke Zuka launcher? A Puke Zuka? Was that?
A Bapuka.
Bapuka?
So what happens, Porter, is you shoulder this thing and you lean out, and you see like the other helicopter, and you look for a green button. There's no green button, and then you hear, boop, 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 and then one of the buttons turns green. And you're like, oh, boop.
I should, yeah. No, I've got 2 grit, right?
You have 3 right now.
I've got 3. Great. I'll spend 2 of them to play to the gallery so that I can make this 9 explode. That's fine. Waste of grit. Whatever. I did get a high of 9.
It's unopposed. How
2
many
successes,
2?
but it is a misfire.
It's 2 successes and a misfire.
That's right.
Perfect. So you lean out, fire the shot. As she says, hell of a kick. You feel the hell of a kick. You have a fucking rocket launcher on your shoulder that just auto aimed at the nearest like engine signature it could lock on to. It fires and you lose that. It goes flying down to the ground, and you almost go flying down to the ground as well. But you're able to grab on to the landing like bar of this helicopter. You are fully in control though. You're not like one-handing it or anything. You like hit it with your chest and slide over, and like you have one leg on it, 2 arms on it, and your other leg like dangling down.
Yeah, he definitely pukes.
And then you turn your head down and you like get vertigo as you see how high up you've already gotten as the explosion hits you with this wave, and you're like, and you just kind of puke down onto the ground. Arthur looks to you, Gus, seemingly not aware of the fact that you are currently going through some kind of emotional crisis, and goes, "You or me, bud?"
What?
All right, me then. And he leans down and just casually grabs like Porter by like his jacket and like throws him back in. He goes, "I seem to recall Gunslinger said you ain't supposed to do anything but doctor.
What? Oh, was I just supposed to let it shoot us down? Oh, sorry about your rocket launcher, by the way.
It was 1 use only."
Good.
Pretty nice for 1 use.
Oh, speaking of Doctrine, Gus, is there anybody else following us, or can I treat Gus for the love of God?
Eloise, I need you to roll pilot. I'm gonna give you a -4 for this. It's not a full blindness situation, but basically Jess is having you assist her. As she's up there, there's like a shock wave, and with your instruction, she's able to like stabilize the helicopter, and then apparently, as per plan, she flies over the north west tower that is has like it looks like it got hit with like a mortar. Like the top is like shrapnel and fire, and like there's a broken helicopter there. There are a couple anti-air guns that are going to shoot at you guys though, and that is what you're assisting in. If you guys can avoid these anti-air guns well enough, you'll be able to break away before they can mobilize any other aircrafts to get to you in a meaningful way.
Is this opposed?
No. You are doing a teamwork test.
Okay. I spend 2 grit to play to the gallery. And that's 5 successes.
Ooh.
You would not believe it. I rolled.
So she gets a
1,
+5, is what you're saying?
2. Yeah, she gets a +5. I rolled a 1, a 2 2s, a 4, and a 6.
Well,
Hell
the,
yeah.
well, the 17 she rolled explodes now. And now let me roll the opposition. Let's see if they can beat a 17. Oh, they can't, and they very much don't beat the 15, the 11, or the 14 she rolled. So with your assistance, Eloise, is you're helping a little bit because you have enough, like you can feel the controls in your hands, so you're able to like kind of keep it level, but you see where she is looking at everything, and with the visual information you're getting from her, you're able to like kind of instruct her, like bank 12 degrees this way, do this, like watch, you tell her what fucking like meter to watch, and you're like, make it 12, make it 13, make it this, pull up the throttle, like that kind of stuff. And like with your instruction and with some of her own talents as well, Jess is able to drop down. And you actually, Eloise, the one thing that probably helps you the most in this situation is you know enough about like tech to know like what level she has to drop down to make it hard for these anti-air guns to like get a good beat on her.
Sure, yeah.
And so that like gets you a good way away from the garrison, and then you're like, now bank up, like pull up, and then you like pull up, and then like you guys fly away. You see them trying to scramble aircrafts, but by that point you guys are already over some mountains, and as long as you basically, Eloise, you know, and Jess probably knows, as long as you burn as much fuel as possible, just like full speed leaving, they're not going to be able to catch up with you before you've made enough distance between you and them that you can like land somewhere and hide from them, or bank somewhere, or change course in a way that they don't predict. And at that point, Jess shouts back, does anyone have a suggestion where we go?
Yeah. And I will input the coordinates for the Silent Peak.
Okay. Dex walks up, turns some dials, presses some buttons, and a GPS coordinate pops up for in the Malachite Mountains on the garden side of those mountains, little ways northeast of Alana's Gate. You see he has put in coordinates for mountains. Jess doesn't ask any questions. She changes the heading and starts heading that way. And as far as the four of you know, you have escaped Brimstone Garrison with all 4 of your lives intact. You look back behind you to a shook and concerned Alf Ralston, a quickly tiring Arthur Ross, an already asleep and recovering Parappa, and then, of course, the 4 of you. How's everyone looking as you fly westward?
Yeah. I don't know.
Eastward.
I got mine.
I know how directions work.
Yeah. I think as Porter like comes up to Gus, to like do work. And like I don't know what you say to Gus.
There, come. Can I? Let me work on you. You don't look so good.
And as you say that, you look and you see that Gus, like he's done the thing that you've seen Eloise do before, where like there's like burning around the eyes and stuff. There's burning from overcasting illuminated powers, except the burning seems to have gone straight into the wrinkles that like are there, but not that much on Gus's face. But, like they're elongated and they're burnt out and they're deepened, and Gus truly looks 20 years older, and he doesn't meet your eyes, and he seems to have tears welling up his eyes. He just with no hint of irony or sarcasm just looks down and he says, Porter, I'm too old for this.
I'm sorry. I know. You did perfectly. You did exactly what you're supposed to do, and I put you in danger. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna have some questions to answer. I don't know what happened. We got to
It
get
wasn't-
out of this dang thing.
I know. You're right.
Yeah, I'm all right. Everybody's all right. We're all right. Yeah, no. If you got anything in that if you got anything in that med doctor, I need
Sit
to help.
down. Sit down. It's not like I can help you, but sit down before you fall over.
Yeah. Gus sort of like he like slumps in his seat.
Yeah, I'd like to
do whatever.
Definitely give him a healing tonic. It's I guess I could do. How many hit points do you have?
12.
Or sorry, you can get 12.
I can get 12. I currently have 1.
I'm gonna give you both of these healing tonics now. You will be mute, but if you're still attached to Eloise, we should be able to understand you. Okay.
As you
want a
administer the
sleep tonic
healing
too?
tonics, you see that Gus has more gray in his hair than you remember.
Oh lad.
And then anyone who's looking watches as Arthur Ross walks over to Lucille Roberts' body, sits there for a second, contemplates, and then reaches down and like moves her jacket over and reaches into an inside pocket and pulls out a very ornate flask and spins the tip of that open, looks down there and goes, "Here's to you, doll." And he just drinks the whole thing in like one go. Drinks like 6 ounces of whatever was in there, and then like sits down and goes, "Boss is still doctoring. Am I good to catch some shut eye?"
You're good.
All right. And he like presses like something on the gun, and it goes like, and like the like barrels that were slowly rotating stop rotating and stop. And he like just kind of like sets it off to the side and like leans against it and doesn't fully like put his head down, but does fall asleep sitting up. Still like open, like eye is gone.
Hey, can I take a second really quick? Because I don't believe we gave a public shout out. Argot Lam,
5,000?
Thank you so much. You're the best. We love you. You're the best around.
That's
Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
That's for the successful removal of one corrupt militia commander from the timeline. Yeah, so Porter, you're working on Gus. Eloise, Jess has it from here. You got her through the anti-air fire. So you can sit there if you want. You can do whatever. Dex, Porter, and Gus are occupied. The rest, everyone but Jess is asleep at this moment.
Yeah, I think Dex will like come up to the pilot seat and just like put a hand on Eloise's shoulder. Hey, if you want to get some rest, I can handle this. I promise I'll wake you if I can't.
Um, I'm okay.
That can't possibly be true.
I don't know what to do, Nick.
If you want to take over from me, I'm also quite tired.
I'm not a very good pilot.
Okay then.
So this blindness was a long-lasting effect, right? So it's not done yet.
It's not done yet.
Yeah.
It'll be done in a bit. You can feel like you can see like colors and like rough shapes.
Okay. Um.
What you want to do is sit here and co-pilot. That's fine. Just figure that out.
Okay. I don't have a. I don't think I. I don't want to sleep. He. He left. He left. And then. And then. And then. Owen left, and then Porter was gonna leave. I just want to go home, I think. But we can't go home. So I don't really know what do you do when somebody says I love you and it feels like goodbye?
In my experience, you just live with it.
How?
There's not really an answer, but you do anyways.
Okay. Then I can sit here. You can get some rest.
You get tired, you want to break, you want to talk, wake me up. I don't mind, I promise. I think Dex like sits in the seat that is like directly behind, facing the other way from the co-pilot, right?
Mhm.
And then um, Dex knocks on the door to Porter's brain in a private telepathic channel.
Porter lets him in.
Do you remember the conversation we had in Las Vegas? Where I tried to tell all of you that this life is violent and dangerous all the time. And I was overdoing it. Because I didn't really quite understand how to make the three of you understand exactly what this life is. We spent lives for them. People are dead because we went to rescue them. And what you did is the dumbest goddamn thing I have ever seen anyone do on an active battlefield.
It wasn't supposed to go that way.
Porter, you don't understand what a gunfight is. You think you're playing Pio. Combat is not Pio. Combat is exactly the next 5 seconds. And if your plan needs to account for more than that, it is vulnerable. I don't care what you thought you were trying to do. It was a bad decision, and you put everyone in danger for it. And I
You're
need
right.
you to understand that.
I do.
And the next time you have a plan in a fight, don't. And then Dex leaves that private chain.
And the helicopter continues eastward. The night sky slowly gaining color as the sun begins to rise. Brimstone miles and miles behind, though in a way still extremely present here in this helicopter. Porter has finished tending to Gus's wounds. Eloise, exhausted but pushing on at the helm. Dex by her side, waiting for the next time he's needed. You all head eastward towards the Malachite Mountains and Dex's Guild Hall, the sanctum of the Wardens of the Silent Peak. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh,
What a fucking session, y'all. What a show. What a app. We're just throwing haymakers at the end there. A win that feels like a loss. You watching this content? You kidding me? Get your heart out, Matt Mercer. Get right on out. This is the real shit.
All right. Well,
Tuesdays are the new
spoiler alert. Tuesdays are the new Thursdays.
Hashtag Tuesdays are the new Thursdays. Put that out there. Let's go.
I can give you guys a spoiler for next episode. It's starting with Shoot the Shit.
How dare you?
Oof.
You guys have a decent amount of time inside this helicopter between where you are and the Silent Peak.
Oh no, oh no.
Y'all haven't even made it to Waypoint and you're already having these conversations.
Yeah, dog.
All right. So we are moving into Q&A. We have some questions in the Discord. We were off last week. So I don't know if we accumulated more. No, we didn't. Okay, cool. So let's get into the questions. If you have questions, I'm looking at the chat. It's great. Boo's losing her mind. If you have questions, drop them in the stream chat. We will answer them. There's gonna be questions about the players, about the characters, about the RPG, about anything. Throw it out there. We'll answer it. But I have some in the Discord that we're going to get to, starting with Argotlam. I think they're all from Argotlam. Let's build. It's a good old fashioned Argotlam. Let's build this character in Manifest. How do we do it? This one should be simple. Let's build Jeff from Earthbound. Notable traits: inventor, genius, the one character smart enough to bring and or build a gun when dealing with various maddened creatures, robots, alien monstrosities, and party encounters. The only character in the party who knows how to fly various aircrafts. Okay, well, that's probably... Oh, wait, says not very well. So maybe he doesn't need the vigilance tree.
I think he might need the vigilance tree for how often he has crashed them and has not died.
Okay. The only time he doesn't immediately crash one of them is when he's getting ready to crash it after it gets upgraded. Yeah, so you need the vigilance tree just so you can get crash landing, but you've tanked your pilot skill.
Yep. Or no, I think it's the GM's play of what is it, quick fix?
Oh, he's quick fixing.
Sure.
He's quick fixing a helicopter, flying it, and then it breaks at the end.
Beautiful. Frequently stays up through the night to build and repair items with little to no visible ill effect. Also notable, he keeps pace with a team of powerful psychics as a normal human with some fancy toys. Well, definitely the know-how tree for a bunch of the stuff. Possibly quick fix. Definitely stuff like master crafter and all that other stuff. It sounds like he might need the hardiness tree.
Hardiness, yeah. To just stay up and just like tank the fatigue tests. Like, yeah, no worries. I'm good tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll sleep this week at some point.
So hardiness and know-how, maybe not vigilance unless he has it for the crash landing thing, which he survived a lot of aircraft crashes, so that speaks to possibly having crash landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have like the initiative stuff or
Mm-hmm.
or like clear sight just to get to crash land. There's good stuff in the vigilance tree, even if you don't want to drive.
Vigilance, hardiness, and know-how feels right.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like that's about the idea. Getting notifications on my phone now that I've opened Discord. Let's see. Initiative would track. He is the second fastest person on the team. All right. Yeah, definitely vigilance.
Yeah, definitely vigilance.
Yeah.
And then he like off to the side, he's grabbed crash landing.
Because he's like, hey, you know what? I can quick fix this a helicopter anytime. You guys just have to be ready for it. You gotta be ready for it to fall from the sky eventually.
Gonna have to jump out. Gonna have to all jump out right at the end there.
If you guys hadn't sent your drifters to go get a vehicle from the garage, like that would have had to have been what Parappa and Jess did. Be like, all right, we're going to make a helicopter. It's going to get us about 30 miles away and then we're going to fucking crash.
I'm great at landing a helicopter over sand or water. It's like, you're landing on water? Well, I'm landing over water.
Argalam,
Landing is only a suggestion anyway.
Yeah, if everyone gets to the ground, you landed.
Argalam also asks, can the talent takes one to know one be used to discover a person is illuminated before they actually present any abilities? As in to like before they even know. The answer is yes. If they have insight, if they have any points in the insight attribute, takes one to know one will detect them. Some of my favorite playtest characters were people who didn't know they were illuminated. And they'd like have like a low, like middling to low insight attribute, and they wouldn't know, and then they would figure it out because like someone would point a fucking gun at them, and they'd sixth sense to like dodge, and they'd be like, "Where the fuck
kill
did that come
someone
from?"
and accidentally consume their soul?
Yeah, that was one of Addie's character's backstory was that she found out she was illuminated because she murdered someone and then deteriorated their body as she gained life essence from them.
It was self-defense.
Still didn't feel great.
I mean, honestly, it probably felt great in the moment.
It's tough to claim cannibalism in self-defense.
And then doop. As a Tommy definitely knows this character better than I do. Let's build Tali. What is it? Zora Narai or Narai Zora?
Depends on what her
Depends on what
ship
game you're in.
is. Yeah. Eventually,
Tally's
it's
Zora
Tally
is-
vs Normandy.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Spoilers, I'm not there yet.
Ah, you knew. Everyone
Yeah,
knew.
Tally.
15-year-old game.
It has to expire at some point.
Tally from Mass Effect, from the Mass Effect series. Argalam is doing this because over on the Jolly Pod Show, I've been playing through Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And Tally is one of my favorite characters.
She's the best character.
She's amazing. Yeah, so Tally, it's actually, this isn't just a question for me because Addie, I at least know, is intimately familiar with Mass Effect. It's one of her favorites. I think Dan has played through it. I actually can't remember if Roman has played through it or not. We've talked about it, but I think you haven't played through all of them.
I played part of 2, and I thought it was open world for some reason. I was like, level-based shooter? I didn't sign up for this. And so I quit out pretty early on.
Missed out. I don't know. Seth, have you played Mass Effect?
Anything that requires a codex, I'm not the best in.
Fair. Yeah, so Tally, Addie and I actually talked about this a little bit before stream last week, because Addie said, "Oh, Path of the Tinker," and I said, "No, Path of the Scavenger," because she is out there trying to find stuff for the fleet, for the Quarian fleet ahead of time. Tally, for anyone who doesn't know, is a Quarian. It's one of the alien races in Mass Effect. They are basically nomads.
Yeah, she's 100% a nomad, scavenger, or tinker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They basically fly around in a giant like migrant fleet because they got into a huge war with some AI that they accidentally made. And they didn't go very well, so they're flying around and they're beat up like, centuries like old spaceships that they're constantly like retrofitting and modifying. Like it's like the most manifest fleet, like space fleet you can come up with. They're like constantly like scavenging and like piecemealing shit together to make it work. And so one of their rites of passage, the way you meet her, is she goes on this kind of pilgrimage where they like, once someone becomes of age, they go out and they try to find something good for the fleet to bring back. It lets them learn a little bit about the world and also lets them kind of like learn about themselves. And then they also come back with something useful for the fleet. And so that's why I said Path of the Scavenger. I think it kind of depends on the Mass Effect though. I think she starts out Path of the Scavenger. When you're building her from the get-go when Mass Effect 1, Path of the Scavenger. And then she slowly starts picking up more and more Tinkerer talents the longer she's out there. As far as talents go, I mean, know-how for sure. I don't know what else. She's like
it's not hardiness, I'll tell you that.
It's not hardiness. No, absolutely not. She has fucking like no durability, and her negate is nothing, because that's a thing with Quarians. They have a lot of immunity
They
issues.
have very, very strict environmental requirements.
So not hardiness, maybe sure hands, just because she's a character that shoots guns in that game, but I don't really know.
So Nomad would give her what, vigilance?
Yeah.
And then
Scavenger or Tinkerer could give her know-how.
yeah, both of those give her know-how. And then
I guess subtlety.
Like subtlety is useful for like breaking into stuff.
yeah.
She's always breaking into stuff.
Always breaking.
You smear the Omni gel on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's probably Tally there. Yeah, absolutely, like a durability of 2 and no points in negate.
God.
Fucking glass cannon.
You can't even play the game with a durability of 2. Don't
bet you
do
could.
that.
I'll do it.
Okay, I dare you.
I will.
I feel like if you're going to try to play a durability of 2, you need the hardness tree so you can like shrug it off and stuff.
You shrug it off when you take 8 damage.
You shrug it off so that you can take a lesser injury.
You just need to never spend grit.
What
always down, not out.
What you do is you have extremely high personality, and you are willing to switch sides at the drop of a fucking hat.
Any moment. You can convince these Warwick and you're on their side. You've always been in the pack.
And then also Argat Lam asked, As there likely isn't a jump jet modification for cars, how many cubes would it take to make a makeshift spring-loaded or gravity-based device to make your car jump? I have two answers for this. The first one is like, oh man, there's no jump jet yet. And then the other one is actually, if you listen to the Essential NPCs podcast, we do something similar to this in the Salt Flats. You guys had a hover bike and you wanted to get a better like aerial view.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We cranked up the hover.
You intentionally like it didn't spend any cubes, but they had them roll like a technology test to basically overload the hover tech on the motorcycle so that it would fly up in the air so they could get a good like 360 view. And then the motorcycle was, I think, totaled as it crashed into the ground. unless maybe you guys rolled well enough on technology that it didn't break.
Because I had that bike forever.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we did have to fix it.
You rolled,
but it wasn't totaled.
Yeah. It got broken a bit because it crashed into the ground. As far as to do something from like a one use or like couple use consumable like boost, on a whim, I'd say probably a similar. I would look at the hover mod and see how much that took.
It sounds like an unorthodox general good.
It does sound like an unorthodox general good.
It sounds like a pole vault. If you get a strong enough pole and you put it down into the ground as you're driving, it'll flip your car up into the air and over whatever.
The point of failure there is your arms.
So
no, it's attached to the car. The car's arms.
What I would probably do is I would look at the ground vehicle mods and see what the hovercraft mod is, which is machinery 3, tech 4. So it would take 3 machinery cubes and 4 tech cubes. And then I'd probably throw in like 1 extra tech cube for like a tech-based safety feature to make it so you didn't just crash. So probably for like a limited use or one use only boost to make your car jump, it would be on a whim. I'd say like machinery 3, tech 4 or 5, just to make it happen, and that would be for probably, I would say it would be a one use.
See, this is where Tommy and I differ, because I'm like, 3 machinery cubes, you get jump jacks. 3 tech cubes, you get the grab boost. Neither will work more than once or twice, and it's going to be bad when you land.
Yeah, I mean, if you're wanting it to be bad when you land, you can lower some stuff down. We just got 500 from the Pack Walk. Thank you, Pack Walk. Thank you so much.
Happy Yule. I think Yule was this weekend at the Cali LARP.
Yeah, hell yeah. Those are all the questions we have in the Discord. I don't see any in the stream chat, so I think we might be done. We might be done for the night. We are going to be back on next week. That is December 14th. And we are going to start that session with some shoot the shit, because these characters have some stuff to talk about and they're trapped in a helicopter for an amount of time that I will state at the beginning of next session, as soon as I figure out how far away they are from the Silent Peak. Thank you all so much. I hope you had fun watching. I hope everyone had fun playing. We'll see you next week here. Same manifest time, same manifest place. They did it. They made it out of Brimstone. We've been there for 4 episodes. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. Oh, and there's the Duchess. We have the Duchess. Excellent. Yes. Oh, look, she's paying attention. Hello.
Flopsy Heart.
Flopsy Heart
is the NPO name of this dog.
All right. We are going to call it for tonight. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Tuesdays are the new Thursdays.